Hello, amazing people. Welcome to season 2 of the Shalakemia show. And I said what I said. And I'm excited to be doing part 2 tonight of this show. I'm really, really excited about this. You know what? When I did part 1. I thought we covered a lot of ground, but I see that some people had got into it late because I have been getting phone calls since Sunday about this show. So that's why I decided to do a part 2 to this show. I'm really excited for tonight. I did post the call in number, but I'll post the call in number again. I'm gonna give y'all time to come on in. Let me get TikTok involved over here. Okay, good. We're live on TikTok. We're live everywhere. So I'm excited. I do want everybody to know that, I welcome anybody to call in. You do not have to disclose your identity. You could really just call in and say, whatever it is that you have to say. This is that kind of space. It doesn't matter if you disagree with me, disagree with someone in the comments. You can still call in and say what you have to say. It's definitely going to be respectful, and we can agree to definitely disagree. Hey, come on in, y'all. We're gonna get this topic. I think we can wrap this topic up tonight, and then next Tuesday we can get to to another topic. But there was a lot of people that had a lot of things to say. I listened to every voicemail. Some people disagree with me, and I want to touch on that tonight as well. The people that disagree with, my mom cannot disrespect my man. That includes kids and family and friends and everybody around. I feel like it's a topic that's not really discussed, that a lot of people are going through, not just men. There are women that are in relationships and marriages that, parents, children, people connected to their significant other are being disrespectful to them or don't respect them or belittle them and things like that. And we don't talk about those type of things in these type of spaces, and we need to talk about those things. So I'm going to for the people that don't know, I'm going to bring you up to speed a little bit here. When I posted this video, I didn't really expect for it to get like the traction that it got. It was like thousands and thousands of views within like an hour. And people were messaging me about it. They're like, yo, I'm so glad you spoke on this topic. I'm going through this. I went through this. I lost my relationship behind this. I lost my marriage. I'm telling y'all, like the response was crazy behind this. Hello, welcome everybody. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to my sister Kimberly Harris. I see you in the comments. I love you, sis. Thank you for coming. Okay, so let me I'm gonna play the video for those that might not have seen the video. I'm gonna play it here. Just so we can get some background context of what we're talking about. And welcome back everybody that was here on Sunday. Okay, so let's go here. And then okay. All right, so let's do this, yes. And then we'll go here. And then we'll share it. There we go. And this is the video.
Disclaimer, this has nothing to do with my children. This has nothing to do with my
Oh, come on. Don't do that to me tonight.
mother. They're not even these type of people, but I need to come and teach.
Oh, my internet's gonna act crazy tonight. It would do that, wouldn't it? Let's refresh the page and see
Disclaimer,
if it
this has
works.
nothing to do with my children. This has nothing to do with my mother. They're not even these type of people.
It would do that tonight. It really would. Okay. All right, let's go back. I'm sorry, y'all.
Disclaimer, this has nothing to do with my children. This has nothing to do with my
It's still buffering. I don't know why it's doing that.
mother. They're not even these type of people, but I need to come and teach. My mother, my children, or my family cannot come and disrespect my man or my husband. Absolutely not. That's who God blessed me with. So guess what? I'm going to appreciate that blessing. I'm going to respect that blessing. I'm going to protect that blessing. And I'm going to love that blessing, baby. I'm not disappointing God. I'm not going to show God that I'm careless when it comes to what and who he blesses me with. So no, I'm not going to let anybody mistreat or disrespect who God blessed me with. You understand that? Stop letting people come and project their misery and their unhappiness on you. I don't care who they are. I'm not about to disrespect what God blessed me with for my mom, my dad, my children, my family, or my friends, baby. I'm not doing that. I said what I said. And my name is Shalakemia.
So that's the video. They got a lot of traction. Y'all can see it got like 2,000 likes. I think it was at like 14 thousand. Um, it was at like 14,000 views. Um, and I really was just, I mean, that's how I like really feel. And I see it happen so much. And I'm just like, listen, like, that's not right, and that shouldn't be going on from either end. It shouldn't be going on. Um, like I said, I don't know if people may have came to the table and talked about these things already. I'm not really sure, but I felt like it was a teaching moment. I felt like it could save someone's relationship. It can save someone's marriage. It can give somebody a different outlook. I see people in the comments, agreeing with me. Then I see people in the comments that are like, wow, I just learned something. We can't expect for everybody to know things, but I do want to say that, when you get into a relationship with someone, or when you get into a marriage with someone, I think what's happening, I'm going to go off of one of the voicemails I got. I think what's happening is the person that's actually in the relationship with the other person doesn't respect that person. I said it. And I said what I said. They don't respect that person. So then when people see you don't respect who you're in a relationship with, your children aren't going to respect them, your family, your parents, your siblings, whoever, they're not going to respect that person either. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I kind of got. Let me put, oh, hold on. Let me put, no. That's what I kind of got from, um, do not disturb. That's what I kind of got from one of the voicemails that was sent because someone disagreed. And they're like, well, I don't agree with what you're saying on your show. And you probably don't agree because you probably don't have, whoever the person was, you probably don't have respect for the person that you're in a relationship with. You don't have no respect for that man. So you're not going to enforce that other people respect him. And that's wrong. And it goes both ways. When a woman should definitely, for example, me, if the people, if my parents, children, whoever cannot respect my man, it's really, you're disrespecting me too, in a way, because this is who I'm with and this is who I love. And it goes vice versa. So it's my responsibility to put people in check. And if people don't want to get in check, then you can just leave me alone, because clearly you don't have my best interest, and you don't love me if you don't want to see me happy. This person isn't abusing me. They're not hurting me. They're not using me. They're not doing any of these things. You see what I'm saying? Now, if someone's doing those things, I can understand why family would intervene. You see what I'm saying? But if those things are not happening, I feel like at that point, people are just miserable. They're toxic. They're not happy. So they don't want you to be happy. If you're not happy and you can't be happy for me, you can't be around me. You can't be welcomed in my home either, because this is my man's home. And this is our home, but this is his home that me and him share. So you're not welcome here if you cannot respect him. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, that goes for children, that goes for parents, that goes for family, that goes for whoever. That goes for whoever. I'm a open up the phone line so people can call in. um and it goes vice versa. I've had some messages where there's women that say that they're in a marriage and their mother-in-law doesn't respect them. Their husband doesn't enforce the respect. The husband doesn't say anything. You know what I mean? It's a given. At the end of the day, the person I'm in a relationship with, they're not going to have to tell me to say something to whoever, because baby, I'm going to be on it. I'm not about to play with nobody. You see what I'm saying? And I think this happens. this happens very often, and it really breaks up relationships, and it really breaks up marriages, and it's not fair. And I feel like a lot of family members be like, oh, well, your kids come first, and oh, those are your parents. No, baby. No, baby. No, baby. Kids grow up, and kids move out, and kids go get their own life and their own families. You see what I'm saying? But kids should be respectful. Period, point blank. Kids should be respectful. Yeah, those are my parents, but boundaries are boundaries. Respect is respect. You see what I'm saying? Just because you're my mom or you're my dad, that doesn't give you the right to disrespect who I'm with. I'm gonna start looking at my mom and my dad. Well, disclaimer: this isn't my mom and my dad. But if I was in that situation, I'm gonna start looking at them as toxic and negative. And something is wrong with you, mom and dad. Like, what's going on? You see what I'm saying? These aren't the type of people that you should be, especially when this man is treating me good, and I'm happy. But like I said before, people will project their misery, their toxic life, and their unhappiness on you, and you cannot allow that to happen. When it comes to children, you can't sit up and let children say, oh, this ain't my dad. It don't matter. It don't matter, baby. This is who I'm with. This is who helps me pay these bills. This is who puts food in this. This is the man of the house. Period, point blank. Period, point blank. If you cannot get information with that, these grown kids need to go ahead and move out, baby. You heard what I said. These grown kids need to go ahead and move out. And then it be grown kids that don't pay no bills. You don't need to pay no bills. You don't pay no bills. But even if you pay bills, it's about respect. And I feel like that's what we have to restore. We have to restore respect among these kids, and restore with our families when it comes to the person we're in a relationship with, and even when it comes to us, because that's a disrespect to us and who we love and who we're with. So I'm going open up the phone lines. Um, the phone lines are open. Okay, the phone lines are open. Let me put the phone number up here. TikTok, y'all should have the phone number already. Here's the call-in number. All calls are welcomed. If you've been in this type of situation, you could definitely call in and share with us, vent with us if you want to add on. I know some people were saying, they were correcting me, saying only do that for your husband. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. Listen, when you get in a relationship with somebody, they are potentially your wife and potentially your husband. I'm not letting nobody disrespect my man in the relationship phase. It's not y'all can disrespect him up until we get married. Then when he become my husband, I'm gonna take up for him. No, I'm gonna fight y'all. I'm gonna fight y'all when we in a relationship. Y'all ain't gonna disrespect him. Period, point blank. I'm gonna fight y'all then, and I'm gonna fight y'all when we get married too. That's just what it's gonna be. We have to restore that. Do y'all understand that when you don't do that, it's like you're showing the person that you're in a relationship with you, that you don't have their back, that you don't care about their feelings, that you don't care about them. That's how I would feel. If I was in a relationship and I felt unprotected, I feel like, well, does this person? I would start questioning. Does this person really care about me? Should I really be with this person? This person doesn't have my back. These things are clearly, they're wrong. They're wrong. Period, point blank. And if you care about me, you wouldn't want to see nobody hurt me, nobody hurt my feelings, and nobody disrespect me. It doesn't matter who the person is. Right is right and wrong is wrong, all across the board. And that's just a respect thing among people, period. People, period, deserve respect. But it's a little deeper when you allow somebody to disrespect the person you're in a relationship with. And it happens too much. And I have to be honest with a lot of y'all women. Y'all are allowing your children to run your house. Y'all allowing your children to run your house. Y'all being submissive to children. Y'all don't even treat your man like that. The way y'all um the way y'all break your back for your kids and spoil them, and oh, my child get anything they want. Oh, I work to do. Y'all don't even do your man like that though. Y'all don't even do the man in the house like that. That's helping you take care of these children that pay the bills. What's wrong? What's wrong with the family unit? I'm just being real. These kids is running around like they could cuss, they could be disrespectful, they could do anything. They don't even have to earn things anymore. I don't know what mom on here need to hear this. These kids don't even have to earn stuff no more. It's just that you feel like in your head, oh, I got to get them every pair of Jordans, and I got to get them a Gucci belt. I got to do this. They got to look fly. They don't even have no respect. There's no respect. What happened? Why would you reward bad behavior? When did the tables turn when we start being submissive to our children and not submissive to the man of the house? You don't even spoil the man of the house. You don't. What's going on? Do somebody want to call? Do somebody want to call? Because I know somebody got something to add. I know somebody got something to add. I know somebody got something to add. Ain't no way it's 2023 and this is how we operate. My grandma was not submissive to no kids. Absolutely not. Like what is going on? This is why a lot of y'all are single. This is why a lot of y'all are single. A lot of women are single because they are allowing children to run a household. Ain't no grown man coming in there and being a part of that. I'm sorry. Ain't no real grown man coming in no household where no kids run everything. Where kids is cussing you out. Where you can't even, baby, you don't even have control of your own household. You don't even got control of your own household. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. My phone ain't rung yet. I'm just saying. I mean, I just came to have a real conversation because somebody gotta wake up. You gotta wake up. I've listen. I've had too many men like, no, her kids cuss her out, and do do y'all know how that makes y'all look? Then the man's feeling like, well, they probably gonna cuss me out too. They gonna be disrespectful to me too. They don't respect their mom. They ain't gonna respect me. Listen, y'all. Listen, y'all. Listen. Kids grow up. Kids move out. Kids need to be respectful. They need to respect you. They need to respect needs to be restored. It needs to be restored. I feel like for real, like when a family and is disrespectful to a significant other, I feel like that's like mental abuse in a way. I feel like it's like tearing them down in a way, and that's not cool. And it's not right. It's just not right. It's not right. See, you know what gets me, like, I when y'all should see the amount of comments, like the nasty comments that are laughing, but nobody calls in. Like, that be like a lot of women disagree with me, but y'all will never call in. Y'all will never call in and say what you have to say. And it be like a healthy debate. I know how to debate healthy. Hello, caller.
Hello, yes. How are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
I'm doing good.
Did you want to weigh in on a topic tonight?
Yes, the topic. Yes, what I want to say about the topic is a lot of females, which is the toxic ones, doesn't realize that it's very important that they respect the man that they're with, especially, advise their kids to also respect the man. Because see, when they respect the man, that shows that they care for the man. That's showing that man that they actually care for him.
Right. It's a love language.
And what? Go ahead.
I said it's a love language.
Yes, yes. And one thing I really want to say also was that the women need to restrain from how they actually talk to their men. They talk to their men like they're talking to their children.
Yeah.
They talk to their men like they're talking to their girlfriend. And you have to talk to your man in a different manner. They're not children and they're not girlfriends.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
There's a line of respect there. That's where the disrespect come in at.
You're right. You absolutely right with that. And a lot of people don't know that. Like I had people come to me like Shalakemia, like I don't know how to be, a wife to my husband. Like, can you help me? Absolutely. And something that God put in my spirit today is He told me to stay encouraged because people are going to try and discourage me because I'm not married and I never been married. But God said, I gave you the wisdom. So you don't listen to those people. The enemy wants to discredit you so people don't listen to you and so marriages break up. And I just want to add that I'm glad that women are being honest, and I'm glad that I'm able to, offer a safe space for women to be honest and say, I don't know, Shalakemia, you know, and I be able to say, well, listen, this is what you can do, this is what you can do. You see what I'm saying? We need those type of spaces. Nobody teaches women how to be wives, or nobody teaches women how to love black men or to be submissive. They're teaching women that submissive is control, and that's not true.
Exactly. Shalakemia, I really want to commend you, and I want to thank you so very much for speaking up for the indigenous men. I don't call us black, I don't call us colored, I don't call us African American. I call us indigenous.
Okay.
And I wanted to also let you know that you are Empress Goddess. Truly, you are. It shows in the way you move, your actions, the way you live, and the heart that you have.
Thank you.
Okay, I am. Okay, you probably seen me on your line or whatnot. I mean, on your posts or whatnot. But I am the original. Okay, Atma the Eighth. Okay, that means a lot. That means a couple of things. Is But right now, that's another story. We'll talk another time about all of that.
Okay.
But thank you so very much. Okay. And one love, respect always. Always remember that.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You stay sweet, okay?
Okay. Thank you for calling in.
My pleasure. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Now you want to blow the phone. Come on, y'all. The phone not is open. I had to reject a lot of your calls so come on. Let's go. Hello, caller.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, and you?
Good. Great to see you on your platform.
Thank you.
So I just want to add my 2 cents to it on women and men in our community and submission, things like that. I think part of the issue that I'm seeing as a single woman watching these married women, right, is I really feel like it ain't going to be bad at me. I really feel like we as Black women, we are out of order, and our Black men need to stand in their position and lovingly correct us. You're right? Because if he can pay the bills and lead the household, he can't say anything to us. It's like we are above reproach, these married women. And as a single woman, I often say to my married friends, if marriage is what I were to aspire to, and I'm looking at you two fools who, they pay bills together, they probably the beneficiary of everything going on, but he can't tell you anything.
You're right.
But also that comes from, and our men need to get around strong men to teach them how to lovingly lead, and as women, we need to get around other women, and so we can learn from each other. And but the standard is booty shorts, this delusion, the spirit of deception, the mask that these women put on. It's like it's so sad to see. Like, I'm at the point in my life where I feel like I don't need to be married to someone who, if that's the goal, if that's what it really looks like, I don't want any part of it at all. It's so frustrating. It's so sad because we as women, we have had great examples from our grandparents. Right. We have had examples from our parents.
Absolutely. The one part I want to touch on when you said is that, the men can't say anything to us. I hope y'all see the pattern in that. That's just like what black women will do, some black women will do is even with the children, even when it comes to raising the children, it's like they will teach the children that the black man is just a financial provider. He's just there for finances, and that's not true. They never raise the child to believe that your father can teach you something. You see what I'm saying? He can guide you, he can correct you. They don't do that. I've seen so many moms sit up and tell a father, I wish you would discipline my child, I wish you would do this, I wish you would do that. Excuse me, that's his child too. But you can have the child call and ask for money, and you can ask for money and want him to show up, but you don't want him to correct the child. The child needs more correction than they do Jordan sneakers and Gucci belts and weaves and nails done. They need that more than they need that material thing. But go ahead, Queen. I'm sorry.
Now, my daughter and my daughter's father is not involved in her life, and I'm dating a man who I go to him with everything in conversation. I might not discipline or come up with how I'm gonna handle it in front of the child, but I love his leadership. You know what I mean? Because his perspective is different. But that's the last thing I want to say, because I know everybody want to call and talk to Shalakemia. is I've been following you since Facebook. So glad to really talk to you. We've debated before on Facebook, but it's okay. I appreciate your content. But as women, we just gotta learn that the easiest thing in the world to do, I mean it, is to love a black man.
Yeah.
That's the easiest thing to do.
It's so simple.
Because they got the world on their shoulder. Like, they got white supremacy, can't get a job, being killed in the street. Yeah. And the last thing that they can do is when he come home is to love on him. If you can't let your hair down at home, if he can't be at home and be comfortable, why is it that our black men can't? I don't mean to cut, but to fuck up and fail and get it and do better. Because we as women, we allowed to have baby daddies, find God, to get therapy, change our lives, and then become a whole brand new woman. But we don't offer that to our black men. We do not offer that to them. They have so much. So my message is, learn to love these black men. Forgive them, or give them as much time as we have given the system of white supremacy to change. Give it to them. And offer them that empathy and that sympathy, because we will never know what they go through on it. We don't know. We're not black men. You cook them some dinner. You know what I'm saying? Hug them. Forgive them. How about this? And forgive your fathers. Ladies, forgive your daddy. Forgive your mothers, because they have past and they had trauma. Forgive them, and stop trying to live our lives based upon this European standard that has not worked for us. Yeah. It hasn't worked. And if y'all don't start doing that, these side pieces are going to win, because when he go over her house, he's going to be a king. She's going to appreciate every little thing that he does. And I used to tell my friends, how come y'all wives tell us not to mess with a married man, or a man with a woman, right? But you'll stay with your man who's messing with other women. It just doesn't make sense. You do it first, man. But have a good one. Be blessed. Hope your platform grows and grows and grows and grows.
Thank you so much.
And I will be following.
Have a good evening. You too. She, you know what? She got a point though. She got an absolute point. I know somebody gonna call in, but I want to get this point out real fast. Like, when she was sitting up here saying, like, black men got the world on their shoulders, it's the absolute truth. But I don't think a lot of black women even understand the power that they have down on the inside of them, that we can love that hurt and that pain right out of a black man. We can love them so much as empower them, inspire them, and motivates them. We have that power down on the inside of us. You have to activate that though. You have to get past, the relationships that hurt you in your past. You have to get over that, and you have to say, you know what, I deserve a great black man. I deserve that. But I'm gonna tell you something. God's not gonna bless you with that until you do the healing and the things that you need to do inside. So a lot of Black women is gonna stay miserable and stay toxic and stay negative until they take the accountability, until you able to take responsibility. God ain't doing that. He's not putting that good man in no mess. It's just not. It's not happening. It's not happening that way. Hello, caller.
Oh, hey, how you doing, Miss Shalakemia? How you doing
Hi,
today, man?
I'm good and good.
This is Jamar Ivory, also known as Burn to You.
Okay.
Well, ma'am, the first thing,
Mhm.
because I'm a Black man, I have to go within myself and to be able to set boundaries.
Mhm.
If I can't set boundaries, I can't expect you to set boundaries to help me out.
Right.
If I can't set boundaries,
You gotta turn me down.
help me out. All right.
You gotta turn that. You gotta turn it off for a second till you get off.
Yeah. Yeah. So, ma'am, to give you my 2 cents on what you got going on, and
Okay.
you started a fire with what you said.
Mhm.
But if the disrespect is public, then the response have to be public.
Right.
But if the disrespect is where you feel it don't nobody supposed to see that, because you have to show a united front.
Mhm.
That's what I never been in a relationship, so I don't know how I don't even
You've never been in a relationship.
No, ma'am.
How old are you?
39. I called about a month and a half ago about me getting out of prison and all that stuff, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Anyway, yeah. And also the woman. This is where everything's at. Once the boundary is crossed,
Mhm.
can the boundary be set back up? I'm asking, because if my mother disrespect my woman, I'm gonna tell my mama, who is you talking to? You don't talk to nobody in my house like that. Excuse me, ma'am, lower your tone, but can you please be respectful?
Right.
I'm gonna do that for my girl.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. But if disrespect is I would not allow the disrespect to
right.
to get to that level. But like I said last time when I called, is that what's going on is I was raised by my mother, so I'm my mother's man. I'm not your man. I'm not my significant other's man. I'm her man. So now what I need you to do is help me be your man. But I have to have enough.
Explain that to me. Hold on. You said you're your mom's man?
Yeah, my mom raised me. My dad didn't raise me. So
okay, your mom raised you, but it was the way you said it that was kind of confusing.
Yeah, she instilled what she wants.
Right. Okay, so your mom raised you. Don't say like I'm my mom's name. That don't sound right.
Well, ma'am, we already talked about that. I was sexually abused by my mother when I was 4 years old, but yeah, remember now.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Do you remember the conversation we had?
I do briefly remember that. I'm so sorry.
Oh yeah, well, no, it's
I mean,
that's the conversation.
No, like your mom is supposed to protect you.
Well, it happened from 3, 4, all the way to 5. From my mother to my sister. I got 3 sisters.
What?
But I never was penetrated. They just always made me eat when I was 3, 4, and 5 years old. Yeah. But anyway, ma'am, back to the boundary because when you set boundaries, when things go off like that, when a person encroaches on their boundaries,
sir, let me. Do you have a relationship with them?
Who?
Your mom and your sisters.
I'm in my sister's house right now. I just got out of federal prison. I don't got nowhere to go. This is the only place
I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
Yes,
okay.
I'm listening.
How do you cope with that though?
Ma'am, I just do. I don't know, ma'am. I just been I ain't well. I heal. I heal myself. You know what I'm saying? I allow God to put the love back in my heart and take the anguish and hate out of my heart and put the love back in. That's the only thing I can do, man.
Have you ever got any counseling or anything because of that?
I told you I called my mental health lady.
Okay, hold
You
on.
called for me.
Right, but you have to refer. I talk to a lot of people, so you have. I remember who you are now. I remember who you are now. Okay. You got to refresh my memory sometimes because when you call in, I don't know who's calling. You see what I'm saying? I don't know who I'm talking to. But okay, I understand what you're saying now. Okay.
I have
I know who this is.
With my specialist here in a couple days.
Okay.
That's going good.
Okay.
But yes, ma'am. I have a wonderful relationship, but like I say, they would never talk about it. They will always lie and say, well, we don't remember that, it never happened. But I'm not I'm here to do more than that. I'm here to do the things that God wants me to do. So I had to learn. I had to do a lot of different things, soul searching with me to be able to forgive in life. Man, you have to work on yourself to forgive you first, right, to even be able to forgive another person, to correct another person.
Right. I understand.
So it has to do with a lot with the person,
right?
You know, and if the kids, like, I don't have no kids either. So I raised my nieces and nephews. That I never really put my hands on kids. So I don't when I see a post.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I didn't respond yesterday is because I don't have no kids, and right. Ain't nobody gonna disrespect me anyway because I'm a Scorpio and I communicate aggressively. Not anymore, but I still have the reputation of being angry. So right. I use it. I'm not gonna lie. I use it as a bait. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So just to get things to do, just to get things done. Okay. Because these since November 7th, since I got out the federal government, I don't know. I have been working. So listen, I've been trying.
I'm glad we'll talk on the back end. This phone keeps blowing up, so let me continue to get people in here, okay?
Yeah.
And we'll talk on the back end, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So I seen some people asking like what we're talking about, and we're just talking about the title is my mom can't disrespect my man, and it just goes. There's other things to unpack here. There's too many significant others that are disrespected in relationships, in marriages, and it's becoming toxic. A lot of relationships are ending. A lot of people are getting divorced. Then when kids come into play, it's just a lot. And I feel like we need to have these type of conversations so we can save relationships, so we know how to act. There's people watching me right now that's going to watch the replay as well, that this is your situation. And you have to take control, of your situation. If you are in a relationship, you can't allow someone to disrespect your significant other. It doesn't matter who it is. When you allow someone to disrespect your significant other, it shows how much you love them and how much respect that you have for them. And if you allow people to do that, they're going to continue to do that. Another thing I also want to bring to light is, when you and your significant other are going through different things, you can't talk to everybody about what you're going through. Number one. Number two, try not to argue in front of other people or in front of the kids or other people, because it might get heated. I always try to tell people, don't argue in front of the kids, don't argue in front of other people, and just be careful who you confide in, because you open the door sometimes for other people to be disrespectful to the person you're in a relationship with. Yeah. So if you were calling in, call back in. The phone lines are open now. Yeah, the phone lines are open, so y'all can call in and weigh in on what I'm talking about. Yeah, I see some people in the comments just saying that, they don't really talk to their parents or talk to their family because of the way that they treat their significant other. I don't see nothing wrong with that. You have to set a boundary. You have to set a boundary. Let me tell you something. If your mom was to get remarried from somebody else from your dad, she's not going to allow you to disrespect who she's with. Your family, they're not going to allow you to disrespect who they're with, and your children aren't going to let you, disrespect. Not that you're that type of person, but other people aren't going to allow it. So don't allow people to come in your life and do those things. Don't do that. So yeah, if you were calling in, call back in. TikTok, I put the call in number up there. If y'all needed the call number is 404-913-5599. I know. Okay. If y'all want to come on, that's fine too. I'm gonna get the link. Hello, caller.
Hey, I just wanted to weigh in. How you doing?
I am good, and you?
Good. Just want to weigh in on that topic.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's a great topic need to be discussed. And I think majority of relationships, friendships, marriages are destroyed by, I would say, outsiders.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you open that particular door to start spreading information or spreading certain rumors, telling certain people what's going on in your side of your house or in your relationship,
Mm-hmm.
then it actually leaves an open door for someone else to spread another rumor to say, hey, what you think about this situation? And different input from different types of people,
Right,
kind of can make different, make you think different about the person you're with. So you have to be careful where you get your information from, or your counseling, whether it's from a family member or a friend or a best friend, a preacher, a pastor, a mother, whoever. You just can't get your information from everybody. You have to diagnose your own situation first. And once you diagnose it, and if you can't help it, then I guess you can actually see someone else's point of view.
right,
But first, you have to diagnose it yourself.
right.
Yeah. But that's what I wanted to weigh in on it. But yeah, you just can't take everybody input and use it, into your marriage or your relationship, because too much medicine will make you sick, right?
Right. And you have to also understand, some people aren't happy. You know what I mean? And this is realistic, and we don't think like this, but people that aren't happy don't want to see other people happy.
Right.
So that's why you have to, when you're in a relationship with somebody, you have to protect the relationship. If you don't protect the relationship, it's not going to stand. You have to. We both have to do our part to protect it, to not allow, other people to, weigh in on what's going on. Like you said, you see what I'm saying? Because the relationship is, between me and that person. And it's cool to have people that your go-to person. That's fine to have your go-to person that you talk to and you vent to. You have to make sure your go-to person isn't going to hold a grudge against your significant other once y'all work things out. You have to have a person that's neutral. You know what I mean? And understands that, they may, they're going to get back together and not treat this person any type of way. You see what I'm saying? But it's just that you have to, these days, you just have to protect that relationship, and you have to protect it from any and anybody that doesn't respect it. You just have to, if you love that person.
I agree with you 100% on that. Now, there's also something you have to mention, take another thing into conception, is that when certain people that you get involved into a relationship to, they're not mentally strong maybe as the other person. So when they are going through something, let's just say, for an example, if the husband is going through something that he just don't like about the wife, he might not be as strong enough mental wise to keep it in. So he'll be the one that steps out and say, hey, man, talking to a coworker, hey man, this is what I got going on. What you think about this situation? You know, vice versa. Sometimes the woman is not strong enough. Right. She'll probably take it to a coworker, you know, and I guess that could be a conflict of interest because, like you said before earlier, you do have people who don't want to see you happy. So they will say certain things to make you think outside of the box. Mm-hmm. You know, they're like, well, maybe they're doing that because they got this in mind. You know, when someone say that, maybe they're doing that because they got this, and then now you start to contemplating, like, you know what, you might be right. Yeah. Because you never thought of that. So now they're trying to plant a seed and make you think a certain way. So when you start to think a certain way, and however you start to think, and the more and more you think about it, right, that's going to start to grow.
Right.
Go ahead.
I want to touch on the part. I mean, what if you are with someone and they're not strong, or they don't have a backbone to be able to correct the person that is causing the confusion and the disrespect? You know, like that's going to be a big issue because you know what? Sometimes you have to look at how how your significant other's family treats them. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Like that's a thing too. And it's like, how do you handle that type of situation? If the family don't respect them, they're not going to respect you.
That is very true. So I would say you have to get the understanding from the person first.
Yeah.
Me, what I've learned my lessons in the past, right. And I was in a 10-year marriage before, and it had its ups and downs. Mm-hmm. The thing that broke the ice is when the other person started to look for an excuse of something. Mm-hmm. When you started to hang around someone, mm-hmm. For an example, was hanging around a bunch of single people. Everything was fine when you was at this particular job. You had the people you hung around with, they were married. Mm-hmm. And we went to gatherings with people that were married, and we had couples night out. Right. But then when you change career, mm-hmm. the people you hang with at your new job career now, they're single. And y'all are going hanging out. So now it's no more couples night. It's, hey, I'm going to hang out with my girl. Yeah. And see, when you start to do that, and you're not hanging around people that's on your particular, I wouldn't say level, mm-hmm. but doesn't have the same mind frame as you have, or right. have the same thing going on in their house. Right. When you start hanging around people that such, what you start to do is bring in a certain spirit, certain energy. You welcome that stuff into your life. Yes, and you start to go out and you hang out, and one thing leads to another. One drink leads to two drinks. Two drinks leads to a conversation. Mm-hmm. Conversation leads to another conversation. And then next weekend, and before you know it, you coming home from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock, from 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock in the morning. So things of that nature start to follow, because what it has been, you change your whole entire personality based on the people you was hanging around.
Yeah, that's true. People have to understand balance. Like, I know how to, hang out with single people, but I feel it's up to the individual. I'm not going to be hanging with single people and doing what single people do. No, I have a man baby. I'm not about to play. And if it's a situation where I know how to be like, I don't want to go. You know what I mean? Y'all about to go do some single stuff. I don't need to go. I don't want to go. And if my friends can't respect that I'm going to respect my relationship or my marriage, then we don't need to hang around with each other. That's just me. We don't need to hang around with each other. If you can't respect that, don't try to sit up and encourage me to, step out on my man or my husband. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's the fastest way to get yourself cut off in my book. That's the fastest way. Like, no. If I'm single, I would respect, that my friend is married, my friend's in a relationship. I would not be trying to I'm not hateful or toxic to be trying to do something to break them up. I wouldn't do that. I would not do that. Like, when my friends are happy, I love that for them. I love that for people, even people I don't know. I love that, to see them in love, to see them have somebody, you know, I love that for them. So I understand what you're saying. You have to be able to balance those things. And it's the person's responsibility, man or woman. A man, you can't be around other men that are running around acting single and think you can hang with them and do that too. It's an individual thing, man or woman. It's your responsibility to respect a relationship. It's not your friend's responsibility. That's all I'm saying. It's not your friend's responsibility to respect your relationship in that sense. But if they don't respect your relationship, then they're not your friend. If that makes sense, they're not your friend if they don't.
I agree. And one thing about a friend, see, friends are a reflection of who you are. See, you can pick friends, but you can't pick family members. So the people that you pick to hang around with, those are going to be the people who you actually want to be like. And that's something I learned. That's something that I learned actually growing up in life as a young man, until I became older and wiser. So people that I used to hang around with when I was younger was involved in all types of different foolishness. And so when I got older, I started to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to go to such and such house. They don't do that over there. I'm going to go hang out with this person. He don't do this. So I had to, So when she gets wiser, you get to pick your friends, and the people that you pick are a reflection of the type of person you want to be. You want to hang around people who got careers, good job, got money, they travel, has an education. Those things inspire you to do such things.
They do.
So I learned that on my journey of life.
You're right. And I always tell people, look at the 5 people you hang around. Do you want to be like them? I tell people that all the time. That's just not relationships and marriage. That's life. Look at the 5 people you interact with most, your 5 friends. Do you want to be like them? Do they inspire you? You see what I'm saying? Would you like to be like them? And some people be like, hell no. Why do you hang around them then? Why do you hang around them?
Right. I do understand that. I do understand that there are certain people hang around certain people for certain reasons, for certain energy. Now, some people hang around friends that say, you know what, I hang around these are funny, even though they drink and smoke, and I don't drink and smoke. And some people say, you know, I hang around these couple here because they got their own business and they know how to handle money very well. So I learn a little bit from them. So I understand people hang around different types of people in different areas of their life. You know, like they say, you can't let your right hand know what your left hand doing. You can't let your left hand know what your right hand doing. What that is saying is, you can't mix friends with friends. When you have a certain friend, you pick a certain friend for a certain particular thing in life that you want to be like. So if I pick a friend and let's say he has 10 girlfriends. Well, I like to go over such and such. He got like 10 girlfriends. I know it's going to be women over there. They're going to be having a good time. That part of me in my life saying, hey, you know what? I want to be single, but not really. I want to be a player, but not really. I want to have a girlfriend on the side, maybe, but not really. You see what I'm saying? And I say, you know what? I want to hang out with Johnny and his wife. You know, they doing really well. They have a nice house. They have 2 or 3 beautiful kids. They both have great careers. They make good money. You know, well, I use Johnny for inspiration of how to handle finance. You follow what I'm saying? So that's why you say, you know, when you find yourself in those particular areas of life, it makes you think. It opens up a highway in your brain. It makes you think how you want to be. Who are you looking at? How you want to grow. Now, once you visualize and you pick it, some people straddle the fence and they say, you know what, I'm going to do both of these. I'm going to hang around this. I'm going to hang around that. I'm going to hang around this. I'm going to hang around that. What that does is keep you off balance in life. You have to pick a direction where you want to go in life. That's the problem that we run into as people, as adults. Some of us don't pick the direction where we want to go. And what we do, we hang around too many different types of energy So we're always off balance. You're supposed to pick a direction, and that's the direction that you have in mind. That's the one you're set for your goal.
That's
You're not straddle the fence.
That's true. I think I'm gonna say even with some women, you know, I'm gonna be honest. I don't hang around women that hate black men. I don't do it. I don't hang around women that talk bad about black men. I just don't. You know what I mean?
Man.
Because I don't. I'm being honest. Why would I want to be around that type of negativity? I want to be around women that are understanding and understand that, okay, yes, I've been through some things with black men, but every black man is not like that. You see what I'm saying? Like I want to be around deep thinkers and people that are logical. I don't want to be around nobody that, you know, is down talking black men all the time and it seems like I'm sitting around and I'm condoning it. No, that's not the type of conversations I want to have. Though I feel like those aren't even healthy conversations to me.
It's not.
It's just not.
It's psychologically damaging also.
And it's draining. So, it's draining because y'all sitting up here sitting in a circle kumbaya and y'all pick these men and now y'all mad. Now y'all mad because y'all picked them. I don't feel like sitting in no circle, you know, of womanhood, you know, crying about or downplaying. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
So I'm gonna give you this before I get off the phone because I know probably some other people probably want to call in. So I'm gonna give you this kind of rundown here, okay?
Okay.
So, all right. So back in, let's go back to 1970. So back in 1970, all right, when you had the I would say more so of a collaboration of families.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
And during that collaboration of families, you had the 80s come in with the separation of starting to introduce the drug cartels to cause confusion in the family, all right? The breakup, the mass incarceration, okay? Then you go to the 90s to where you have now the single family household.
Right.
All right? So now you have the introducing the drugs in the 70s. Then the mass incarceration happened in the 80s. And then you have the confusion household in the 90s. Then you have in the 2000s, you have what I call it I would say, I don't want to be disrespectful to any of your callers, but I call it a alternative lifestyle. If you understand what I'm coming from, you have an alternative lifestyle. Same sex, right? Now, this is something that is by design. If the mass incarceration didn't work, it didn't put everybody out.
Okay.
You had the confusion in the 90s and didn't put everybody out. If you can get in the new millennium, the female, the black female, and the black male to go against one another, or to sleep with their own kind to slow down the reproduction.
Right.
That's called checkmate. You follow where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
So the first thing you do is you introduce a drug. The second thing you do, that doesn't work. Let me go to locking them up. That doesn't work. Let me cause confusion.
Right. Yeah.
That doesn't work. That doesn't work. Well, hell, the only thing that works is to get them to go against one another.
Right.
And if that doesn't work, let's make it an alternative lifestyle to be okay. Right. And that'll slow down the reproduction. That's called checkmate. That's the way the system is designed, set up against us. So when you see these things of the black woman going against the black man, and you see the alternative lifestyle, that's a check. That's when they're checking us. When you play, if you don't know if you ever played a game of chess, but that's like check, 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 and pretty much you can get a checkmate eventually. If they can't reproduce, it's a checkmate.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that on another show. Basically, you know how black women, you know, are paid, you know, to basically bash and, you know, exclude the black man.
Right.
And that's what it is. It's payment. It's a payment. It's we'll take care of you. You know what I mean? But he can't be in the picture. But we'll get into that. We'll get into that on another show. But I thank you so much for calling in.
Hey, you're very welcome. Glad I can share knowledge. We can share thoughts. Okay.
Thank
Have
you.
a good night.
You too. I see a lot of y'all in the comments, like y'all got these paragraphs, and these paragraphs is good, y'all. I would love for y'all to call in and say this. I have Tamika in the comments. She said, "What about when you talk to your married friends about your woman or your man? Some married folks act single. Some married folks cheat more than a lot of single folks." I really don't know how to answer that because I'm not sure like what you're asking me. I'm not really sure about that. But I don't understand how a single person can cheat. So if you can call in so I can understand like what you're, trying to say more. I think I have a guest in here in the queue that I'm going to add to the stream right now. Hello. Can you hear
Hello,
me?
sister. Yes, sister, I'm here. How you doing?
I'm good, and you? Thank you for being so patient.
Yeah, it's your boy V Ben Israel from Charlotte. We doing this again, right?
Right.
It's kind of funny because about 2 years ago we had almost the same conversation going.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of funny how these conversations keep circling back around.
Yeah.
But they need to be had. I mean, they need to be had. Everybody's not up to speed, so we got to keep talking about these things
Right.
over and over. Um, we kind of got off on a tangent, so I kind of thought I had a thought, and when I first called in, I had a thought, and I kind of got off of it. We were talking about children in the beginning, and I was thinking about Isaiah 3:12.
Okay.
Isaiah 3:12 says, "As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy paths." The path is the divine order. The divine
Mhm.
order is is the wife, the husband, Christ, and God. So we're out of order because we keep trying to place people inside the order that shouldn't be there. We want to put
I
the
agree with
kids
that.
over the husband. We want
Yeah.
to put family in there that ain't supposed to be in there.
Yeah.
And we get out of order and we wonder why things aren't working.
Absolutely. I agree
And
with that.
we gotta
But
put things back in order, and do what we're supposed to do. Your wife, your husband is a reflection of yourself. So when you allow
mhm.
somebody to disrespect you, they're disrespecting your husband. When you allow
Yeah.
somebody to disrespect your husband, they're disrespecting you too.
Yeah, they are. They are.
Because we reflect
Absolutely.
each other.
Absolutely. I don't know where the order got misconstrued, but how people are living now, this isn't how it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be like a whole bunch of single women. It's not supposed to be, kids just doing what they want to do. But you know why kids are doing what they want to do? You know why there's no respect? Because there's no authority figure. Black men are authority figures. They're disciplinaries.
Mhm.
I've said this before on previous shows,
Yes,
and I
ma'am.
don't want nobody to think we get off topic. This goes right into what I'm talking about as far as the disrespect that what I was saying about children is that you have to look at the cycles of these single parent homes and how us as women, and I can sit here and be honest right now, I parent my children from an emotional state, and I'm just being honest. I feel like the black man is the enforcer, the disciplinary. You know what I mean? Um, I'm not.
Mhm.
I'm just not. And I can be honest, and I can be real, and I can say that. I have raised my sons the best way I can. You see what I'm saying? I can't show my sons how to be a man. I just cannot do that because I'm a woman. I can teach them morals and respect, and you see what I'm saying? Things like that. I cannot teach them how to be a man. I can't.
Well, it takes two. It takes a coalition, and we're not meant to do it separate from each other. We all
Right,
have our roles to play,
right.
and we do this all the time throughout history. We go through these cycles, and we have these breakdowns, and then we start doing things out of whack. It happened in ancient times too. There were single women back then.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing happened. We had the LG, the rainbow skittle people back then.
Mm-hmm.
We always get out of whack, and we'll put ourselves in order and we'll get back out of whack. But we have to just recognize this is a pattern that we keep
Yeah.
doing as a people
It's a
over and over,
generational
and we got
curse.
to big time, and it just keeps
Generational
happening.
curse on us, and people are not there. I don't know if people don't care, and they've just, you know I don't know, got information with what's happening now. Like, I don't know,
Well,
but
we always want to do what the other people are doing. We envy the other people, so we don't
yeah,
follow the rules that we supposed to follow. We want to do what they're doing,
yeah, and we
and
ain't
then we
we
get
ain't
out of
doing what we supposed to do.
exactly. That's
You know,
exactly correct. I missed you last night. Somebody said you was in the chat on Grace's channel
I was
for a
over
little
on Rachel's
while.
channel.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah. I
was.
came in like 5 minutes after that. They said your girl was over here. I said, where's she at? And then we did a panel. We had a very good show last night. Coincidentally, she's kind of on the same wavelength as you because
Mm-hmm.
her show is about who gets fed first. And
Yep,
her
I
next
seen
show is
that.
going to be about does mama sit in the front seat or does your wife sit in the front seat? That's going to be next Monday on her channel. So
Yeah,
she's on that same we're all vibing together with these same themes.
right.
And I know even on my channel I've touched some of them. But yeah, Grace is up and coming. She means very well. I've been following her since the beginning, like when she had 5 followers, like
Yeah.
you. I've been
Yeah.
around for a long time.
Yeah, I had spoke to Grace. I spoke to Grace on Sunday. Me and her spoke. In February we're going to do a show together. So yeah,
hmm
I really like Grace. I really do. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing a show with her.
Yeah, it was great last night. Like I said, we did a panel, and I was when I think I shouted you out in the chat, but you were gone by the time I came on or
Oh,
whatever.
thank
And
you so much. Yeah, I popped in like three times. In between the meetings I had last night. So yeah, I popped in three times. But yeah, I was listening to the conversation. It's definitely a conversation that's needed again in the household. Grace was
yeah,
talking about, who eats first. And I feel like when I get done cooking dinner, I'm going to make my man's plate first. That's whose plate I'm gonna make first. I've had, men that be like, go ahead and feed the kids. Cool. But I'm going to make his plate and then I'm going to make everybody else. I'm going to make him his plate and take him his plate. And then I'm going to make everybody else's plate. But there's going to be enough food to be around, but it's just respect. And I don't know why people fight against that. I
and
don't
staying
I
on
don't get it.
code.
I don't
Whatever the
understand
code
it.
is, let's stay on code. Let's make this
Yeah,
work. And a lot of times
exactly.
we go out of our way to do things the hard way. It's like, listen,
Yeah,
just make this work.
right.
Let's just do the right
And
thing. The right thing is so easy sometimes.
it's so simple, and people, it takes, let me tell you something, it takes more to hate the black man than it does to love him. And there's a sense of peace loving a black man too that I don't think that a lot of black women have experienced. There's a sense of peace. Um, when we can be your peace. I think it's an honor when, a black man has went out and fought the world and, what I mean, silently suffered, to be able to be that strong black woman that he can come to and vent to, cry to, whatever, he needs to do, that he feels that at home, home is peace for him. Home is happiness. You see what I'm saying? Home is comfortable. You don't have to come home and argue with somebody, or you know what I mean? Be treated disrespectfully and all that. Like, home, that's just not how homes are supposed to be.
Well,
And
men want peace and cooperation above all other things. Peace and
Right.
cooperation are the two things we want most. That's above, everybody's talking, in modern times about submission and all of that. Even before submission, you want peace and
Right.
cooperation. Because you
Okay.
can't get to submissive without those two things coming first. I don't care how
Okay.
submissive you are. If you got me in chaos, we got a problem. you know, we
I
got to get some
mean,
peace, and
I feel like
women provide that.
right. I feel like the peace part. I agree with you saying. I feel like the peace part, cancels out the chaos. That's why I said
Yeah, most
being
definitely.
peace to y'all. That cancels, everything else. You know, that's just how I feel. Like I said, what we're going through, I feel like it's a generational curse. We
Most
can we
definitely.
can we can break it if we unlearn the things that we have learned, like when I was speaking about how black women are submissive to their children but aren't submissive to the man of the house. That's a
And they
problem.
submissive to Zaddy too.
That's a
They go to work
problem.
and be very submissive. They,
Yeah, I mean,
so they
yeah,
can do it.
to their boss. Yeah, so they don't view it. See, I feel like a lot of black women have been programmed that they view it as control when it comes from a black man, but you're not viewing that when it comes to work. You're not viewing that when it comes to your children. It's like, a lot, it's like they do whatever their children want. Give their children whatever they want.
They're oppressed.
And
That's what the scripture said. They are oppressed by their children.
yeah, a lot,
They actually become
a
oppressed by their
lot.
children,
They
and
and
they
they
don't even
will.
realize it.
Right. It's
And then they allow other people to oppress them. Their mamas, their aunties, their friends. It's like,
yeah,
get that out of your life.
yeah.
You're way out of track. But as you said earlier, it's about authority. And we use words incorrectly. That independent word, that's a trigger for me.
Okay.
Independent doesn't mean what people think it is. Independent means free from authority. That's what it means. But when you ask people, okay, what do you mean by independent? They
Mm-hmm.
say, oh, well, I got my own car, I got my own house. That's self sufficient. That's a different
That's
word.
not independence.
What
That's
they're
not
saying is, I don't
independence.
want to have to listen to him, free
Right.
from his authority.
Right. Right. But do you see how they're listening to other people and not going and learning for themselves? That is the problem. I came on here and I told some black women, y'all sitting up here telling these men, oh, I'm independent, I'm this, I'm that, but you're really not, because you're on the government. You're on government assistance. So
And you're under
you're not
their
even
authority.
independent. You see what
You're
I'm
under
saying?
their authority, yeah, all day
Exactly.
long.
And that's what I said in one of my videos. I said, y'all listen and follow all the rules to getting cash assistance, Section 8, housing, all these different programs. All you are being submissive, and all these, you're doing everything they require you to do to keep what they are giving you.
Which is
But you will not do
nothing,
that. You
really.
will not do that when it comes to being in a relationship with a black man. What is the problem? Unlearn what you have been taught. But let's be honest. Some black women are teaching their daughters to go get a Section 8, go get some housing, go get some WIC, do this, do that, be independent, and you don't even know what independent means.
And it's all that stuff is going away. It's not sustainable. Look at the debt clock. They're tired of paying for it. The powers that be, they're snatching it away slowly but surely. They're taking that carpet, that rug from out under these people.
Yeah,
It's not going to be there very soon. I tell women all the
absolutely.
time, everybody always say, "Well, I'm chasing the bag, and I'm trying to get." The quickest way you could double your income is by
Uh-huh.
partnering with a black man. There is nothing quicker and surer that will double your net worth quicker than getting your husband.
But my thing
That's
is, like, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
that's why grandma had more than you got.
Mm-hmm.
Grandma had a
Absolutely.
husband. We always talk about
Yeah,
Big Mama house. Who paid for Big Mama house though? Big Daddy
exactly.
did.
Who built Big Mama's
Who
house?
built the house? Yeah, right.
Let's talk about how that era where they had houses. They wasn't renting. My grandpop
Nope.
and his grandpop, or I mean his dad or his grandpa built their houses right next door to each other.
We got 16 acres down in South Carolina right now that I can directly trace back to my great grandfather who
Mm-hmm.
started it 100 years ago, 120 years ago. I mean, we got to, again, we're off track. We're trying to
Yeah,
do things that mathematically it's not even possible.
right. That's so
It's like
true.
we're not even looking at the numbers. The average black woman makes 35. The average black man makes 42. Sounds like 70 to me if we work together.
Yeah, exactly. Then you wouldn't need assistance. I tell
I
women
mean,
that
what are we
all the
talking
time,
about?
honey. You wouldn't need the assistance. I know I told you the story where I'm sorry, sir. Welcome. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. You can hear me? Y'all
Yeah, I
can
can
hear
hear you.
me?
Go ahead if you want to chime in.
All right, listen, right? I'm gonna let y'all talk or whatever, but I got a story to tell y'all because I
Okay.
can tune into this. I like what you're doing right now. So just let me know when I'm ready, all right?
Okay. I just wanted to point out, how like when you say, Big Mama's house, right? We all know that we all had that grandma or the great grandmom that everybody went to her house. You see what I'm saying? Now, in this generation, we don't even have that no more.
We don't know where you going on Thanksgiving.
We don't even have that no more. Like, to be honest, like, let's be real. People aren't making those type of investments. People aren't going and buying. People aren't creating generational wealth. People are not doing what our great grandparents and them was doing. And it's like, why aren't we doing that for our families?
We lost our minds in the 60s. That's what we did. But let the brother jump in here, man, if we
Yep,
go
go
off on
ahead.
another tangent. Go ahead, brother.
Okay. Nah, nah,
Get
nah, nah,
some.
nah. Listen. Um, Let me just start off like this. Yo, all honest to you, Queen. You know, I've been seeing you, you know what I mean? You've been dropping in my little stories and things like that. I've been watching you for a while and I'll be peeping the message that you've been talking about, you know what I'm saying? Now I feel that. You know what I mean? It's not too many of y'all pretty much left out here like that. So all honest to all queens out here and anything like that to understand about the black family. But it's funny that you brought that up, right? You know,
Mm-hmm.
talking about as far as like disrespecting
Mm-hmm.
family members or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Basically, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm 43. I'm about to be 44 this year. See me? So I just went through that certain situation shit pretty much now. You know what I mean? I'm actually recovering from it, if you can
Mm-hmm.
say that. You know what I mean? I'll give you a quick history or whatever happened. So, you know, I was married for like 15 years, you know what I'm saying, to my first children mother. Got three kids with her, whatever like that. And her mom's was always in our business, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like I was trying to teach her certain ways. I wasn't like, I'm not gonna say teach, but show her certain things and things like that, but it was whatever her mom said, that's what she went with, regardless of the fact. You know what I mean? And I kept telling her, like, yo, your mom's is like in the way. She didn't want to hear
Mm-hmm.
that. She didn't want to hear that. Whatever her mother said, mother said. So speed it up. That ain't work out. I pretty much filed for divorce. You know what I'm saying? We went our separate ways or whatever. But with that comes with child support because that's the mentality.
Right.
I mean, so it is what it is. I had
Yeah.
three kids with her. Then I met another one or whatever. And I just say I never got to meet her or whatever like that. Really get to know the chick. You know how I go. Like I don't I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but for like certain men, like when you've been in certain situations and you just try to break through from the hell and get away from it, sometimes you make mistakes,
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. Your brain doesn't work correctly because you like in an emotional state of mind, especially being married after all that time. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You invested all your time and all your energy and everything into that stuff,
The
and
marriage.
at
Mm-hmm.
the end of the day, you still being like, she looks at you beneath her. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like you know, like I helped my first children mother like get the job that she has now. She's a teacher actually. She had it for shit. My oldest son is 24 for 23 years.
Mm-hmm.
I told her, you know, at that time, the certain lifestyle that I was living, I told her, I said, if I don't make it, at least I want you to be able to make it. You know what I'm saying? To be able to take care of our kids.
Right, right.
And I tried to roll with that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, we grew apart or whatever. So just recently, not too long ago, you know, I was involved with another female or whatever, and we supposed to have twins. Now
Mm.
this is where right here comes into play with the family member thing as
Mm-hmm.
well. So, you know, meeting her, whatever, we talk and chit chat, boom, boom, boom. She got pregnant with twins. The cat that I thought that was my friend or my family member, you know, he tried to set me up for something that I have nothing to do with.
Mm-hmm.
She was high risk at the time. So she lost the twins, you know, because I
Mm-hmm.
had got locked up or whatever, you know, but I ain't do no time. You know, it's just that going through that phase at that time, she lost the babies. And I was hurt by that. So, you know, we worked on it, you know, we tried to figure everything out or whatever. So me and her, you know, we worked on getting the twins back. So in the process, her sister, you know, she was running the streets, little young chick, whatever like that. And I'm telling her, I'm like, yo, I don't like your sister being out here all times of night like that. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And we was planning to move. So I told her, I said, yo, we can get like, you know, 3-bedroom crib or whatever, and she can come stay with us. So that way she ain't got to run the streets. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We got her back in school, made sure she graduated because their moms just left her sister just by herself, let her run the
Mm-hmm.
streets. So we took her in and all
Right.
that stuff like that. So once we got the crib, uh, basically her sister came. You know, I had a room for my children, so when they do come over,
Mm-hmm.
and her sister gets there, her sister's just disrespectful. Everybody got to. I don't know if I can curse or whatever. I probably did maybe twice, but I'm just trying to get this out. You know what I mean? It's like she just gave me her butt to kiss. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And did it in
Yeah.
front of her and everything like that. You know what I mean? I looked at her like, "You're not going to say anything to her." She said nothing. You know what I
See?
mean? And I'm just like, you know, what the hell, yo? Like, really, you just gonna let that go down? So, you know, I'm letting things slide or whatever like that. Her sister just disrespectful, disrespectful. Then she had some dude that she was living, that her boyfriend or whatever, he come through. He bringing negative energy into the crib, and I'm telling him like, yo, he can't be here like that. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, and even if he is gonna be here, whatever, because that's her man or whatever the case may be, he gonna have to work. Because if I'm working, he gonna have to work. Because one thing I
Right.
was told, you never let
That's
another man
right.
come into your house
Mm-hmm.
and live more comfortable than you. And they had a
Mm-hmm.
problem with that. You know what I mean? They had a problem with that. And I just couldn't understand it, you know. And
What part of the
that
country this we talking about? Just out of curiosity.
son, I'm from Newark, you know what I'm saying? Shorty
Yeah. Okay. I
from New
thought
York.
so.
So it's
Okay.
like up north, you know what I'm saying? I'm
Okay.
like pretty much
Yeah. I'm
New
from
York.
Newark.
Okay.
I'm
All
from
right,
Newark.
cool.
Weekway section. Yeah.
Oh, all right, yeah, all right, cool, cool, cool.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
just
I'm
over there.
real. I'm real with
I just
it.
left from 18th Ave. You know what I'm saying? I was over there 18th
I
Ave
grew
off
up
of
on
Springfield.
18th and Isabella.
Yeah. I say that. Say that.
I
All
used to
right.
work at that McDonald's on 18th in Springfield.
All right, cool. No
And the one on
disrespect, son. Let me
18th.
get this
Yeah.
off my
Go
chest. Let
ahead,
me get
brother.
this off my chest real quick. All right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what I mean? So her sister, whatever, you know, she hella disrespectful and everything. And I used to try to check them. And then
Mm-hmm.
she just stepped out like, oh, you just being mean. How you just gonna not allow her to do this, that, and third? I said, first of all, she's taking advantage. You know what I mean? I'm like, we put her back in school. We made sure she graduated and all that. And the only thing she's doing is giving us her ass to kiss, and you accepting that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, I don't tolerate that. Like at the end of the day, I don't play that because that's not the way I was raised. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And so push come to shove, you know, her mom's all of a sudden like we finally found a way for her sister to move away or whatever. Made sure
Mm-hmm.
she had somewhere to go. And then all of a sudden, soon as we went to go rebuild, oh, I'm sorry. By this time, my son was born. So we got one of the twins back. So that was supposed to have been a good thing. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? And I don't know what it is. I'm not trying to start controversy or anything like that, but I understand like when women have babies, their emotions go all over the place. And sometimes things, you know what I'm saying, y'all emotions go crazy and that's, it's just forget you, I don't need you, da 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 da. But when you got negative people in your circle right there, it hurts more kind of, you know what I mean? So anyway, my son was there, whatever, and we finally got the sister to get out the way. And we were trying to rebuild and patch everything, make the family work. And I'm telling her, like, you got to keep these people out of your business because I call it the destruction of the black family. Besides the government coming for us, this is the shit that we got to deal with. So her moms get there, so her mom stay there. Her mom's is doing things, and she don't like her mother. Supposedly, like they just disrespect their mother. I've never seen anything like this before. Now, mind you, these is Caribbean women. So I've never seen nothing like this before. This is all new to me.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I don't understand how you can disrespect your mother because your mother the one that brought you life, regardless of what her and your father went through.
Right.
You don't supposed to do that to your moms. You know what I mean? But they didn't want to hear that. And then the next thing you know, I guess she started to go back to New York or whatever, and then her friends, she was being around her friends or whatever, and her family members and all of this stuff like that. She started not to be home no more. You know what I mean? Started to just like keep the baby away from me and all that stuff like that. Like I spent one Christmas with my son since he been born, and that's from the time when he was born. After that, never again.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So he's 3 now. You know what I mean? But anyway, Father's Day, any of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I just couldn't figure it out. So when she come home, I just asked her, I was like, yo, why you trying to live a single mother life? Like, what's going on with you? Oh, nah, I'm always busy. I'm always tired. Hit me with the tired and this, that, and third. So I already knew from the door somebody was putting batteries in her back. I knew somebody was telling her something, and I knew this, that, you know what I mean? But I didn't say anything. So then, she got pregnant again. Next thing I know, one day, we in the house or whatever, I get home from work and everything like that. Because I used to drive trucks in the daytime, and then I'm an electrician on the weekend. So, and I'm telling her, I'm like, yo, if we get this money, we gotta move and it's that third. She's like, oh, so if you come up and you make money, you gonna take me with you? I'm like, yeah, we family. That's what you're supposed to do. I'm like, if the shoe was on the other foot, would you do that for me? She got quiet. Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, wow. So, later on down the line, all of a sudden one day she just spazzed out and shit. I'm just thinking because she emotional. She was never home like that. So she's sitting there, oh, I don't want to be with you no more. I'm like, how you don't want to be with me no more? And you 6 months pregnant. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? Like, you know what I mean? Where you been at? And all this stuff like that.
Was it your baby?
Huh?
Was it your baby?
Hold on, sis. Hold on.
Wow.
Hold on, sis. You know what I mean? So I told her, you know what I mean? She's like, I don't want to be here no more. I said, you know what? Then go wherever you was at. Because she was supposed to be at her family house or whatever. So next thing I know, she goes. I'm thinking she gonna come back, a couple of days or whatever, because she's just emotional or whatever the case may be. So I go to my little electrician job. I'm there, and it's around the time for my son's birthday. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. She calls me, and she tells me that she brought the police to the house because she coming to take their stuff because she don't feel safe. Yeah, that part. That part. And I'm like, what? She like, yeah, I don't feel safe. I'm like, what? So I just started, once I hung up the phone, I just broke down crying in front of my homeboy and my boss. I never did that. You see my face? You see the picture on here? Do I look like I cry like that? You know what I mean? I'm just like, yo, I'm hurt, yo. I'm hurt. You know what I mean? I'm hurt.
That's a shame.
I'm like, I can't believe this shit. So Next thing I know, she took all the stuff. You know what she did? She took all the stuff, left me with a futon and her mother. She left her mother in the house with me and took everything.
So you don't take your mom?
She didn't take her mom. She did not take her mom. And
That's because she played the domestic violence angle,
What's
and she couldn't take her
I,
moms.
but I don't.
They was,
But you see what I'm saying though? Like how?
yeah.
You know what I mean? How
Well,
does
they
that
know
work?
they got leverage. They got leverage over us, so they're gonna use whatever tool is available to them, whether it's true or not.
That's
So all they
true.
got to do is say, "I don't feel safe," and
Yeah.
that opens up all of the resources for domestic violence.
Yeah.
Shalakemia, she works
But
with them women.
shouldn't
She'll tell you,
shouldn't I have went to jail or court or whatever like that for that?
nope,
Because that's like
Well,
not
false
necessarily,
accusations, right? Okay,
not necessarily.
now that we got
yeah,
that out the way.
no,
Okay,
no,
now all right, listen,
no.
now that we got that out the way, this is the kicker right here. She left, right? She supposedly went to her family. You know where they wind up being at? At a homeless shelter.
Yeah, that's
Y'all hear
about right.
me?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
about right.
that's about right? Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm just thinking how the social workers work. They want to get
They
her
put
out of
it
the situation, put her in the shelter so they can
in a
move her.
domestic violence shelter. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
exactly what that sounds like.
And then and then when my daughter was born, I flew down because I left and I went to Florida. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like,
Right.
I couldn't take it because I would have did something fucked up. I'm sorry. I would have did something real messed up because my emotions was crazy. I had to leave my job and everything, but they understood.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So when I went down and I went back to Queens to go see my daughter be born, I'm wondering why these people treating me like dirt.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't let me spend time with the baby or anything like that. You know what I mean? And then when I see my son, I get to our aunt house. You know how when you walk into somebody's house, see, this is why we black people, we not religious people. We are actually spiritual people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because we go off of people's spirits and
Mm-hmm.
things like that. So you know how when you walk into somebody's house, you can just feel like you unwanted.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I felt that. But it was, it is what it is. So my daughter was born, and next thing you know, that was the last time I seen her
Mm-hmm.
till this day. I just seen her the other day.
But she's yours though, right?
Yes. I
Okay.
took care of that. I took care of that.
Ooh, I was
I took care of
scared.
that.
I was
No, who
scared
you
for a minute. I was
well, who
like,
you telling?
ooh, what's going on?
Yeah.
Wow. But you know
Yeah,
what?
what's up?
Your situation, I'm gonna tell you, people don't know. I've seen so many crazy situations on the back end. I'm talking about when some women don't want to take accountability,
Mm-hmm.
for what they do, or they can't be woman enough to be like, listen, this is the situation. They will play that card. They will play that domestic. They will act like they scared. You see what I'm saying? Because that's like a out. It has been, promoted, in our culture that, that will help them get out of a situation. You see what I'm saying? That'll help them
Mm-hmm.
not face themselves. And that's not cool. Because I'm gonna be honest with you. I had a girl call me and she was like, she needed me to help her undo something. So I'm sitting up here like, okay, well, what do you need me to help you undo? And she was like, well, I wanted to get a Section 8 voucher. And they told me like one of the requirements is I had to have a PFA. So I went and got a PFA out against my baby's dad, and he lost his job, and it's these
Mm-hmm.
charges on him. I'm like, what? I said, what? You did what? I said, did he ever beat you up or hit you? She's like, no, but that's one of the requirements to get a Section 8 voucher.
Yeah.
I said, girl, are you
Yeah.
crazy? Are you crazy? You
Mm-hmm.
just want this man's life for a Section 8 voucher. Ain't no way
Mm-hmm.
he did that.
Yeah.
It's I'm telling you, it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm
Yeah, I
sorry you
know.
had to go through that though. Like,
No, it's okay because at the end of the day, you know what? A year later, because I've been in Florida for a whole year
mhm,
recovering. Nobody ever said surgery was going to be easy. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
God took people out of my life and made things clear for me that I can see things in a different way now. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
I had this time to learn myself and better myself as a person. I needed that time. So
Absolutely.
all that's a learning lesson. And then all of a sudden you come stumbling along my storyline. Like, who are you? You know what I mean? I respect you, Queen. I just had to drop that off to you. Just know that, you know, I'm with you. I mean,
Thank
that's for all
you.
y'all in the chat too and everything like that. You know what I mean? There's still some good people out here.
It
It's
is.
hard to find now because the way that society is. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because our children have got, they lost. It's kind of our fault. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people out here, they're like, I'm not going to be like my parents were. I'm gonna take it easy. I'm gonna be cool. I'm gonna be their friend. But at the end of the day, all my children know this. Like, yeah, I smile, laugh, joke with y'all, but at the end of the day, I'm still your father.
Absolutely.
You know what I
And
mean?
I don't approve of women keeping the children away from the father to punish the father or because they're mad about something. I really want, some people that are watching to think about this, right? To the women watching, what if your child's father got custody of your child? And every time their emotions change or they got mad or you did something they didn't like, they didn't allow you to see your child. How would you feel about that? We have to
Hmm.
start, turning the tables on ourselves and saying to self, what before I do this, how would I feel if someone did it to me?
Yeah.
I do that all the time. Would I want someone to do this to me? You have to be real with yourself on that type of level because I'm gonna tell you what it does. When you keep the children away from the father, you're keeping them away from the discipline, the love, the structure that they need. And then a lot of these single moms is wondering why their 13, 14, and 15-year olds are in the county jail.
No, I agree with you completely.
They wonder why their kids are there. There was no structure. Us as women, we raise kids emotionally. Even if you have to co-parent, let that child go be with the father. Children need that structure. They need that
Yeah.
discipline. You see what I'm saying? Children
Hmm.
need that. I can be a woman and say, like I said earlier, I raise children from an emotional standpoint. I do. You know, that's what we do.
No, at least you honest. At least you
I'm
honest.
a baby them up. You know what I mean? I'm gonna
Hmm.
teach them respect. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna get on them. But the authority of a man is different. It's different, baby. A man get them kids together. You know what I mean? I could say take the trash out 3 times. Let my man say take the trash out. Trash is taken out. First time.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So fathers are
Yeah,
just
my bad.
needed. Fathers are they're just needed. They're just needed. Period.
Nah.
Point blank. Y'all are need. Y'all are needed. I don't care how. I just pray that these women get better. I feel like it saddens me to see a lot of these girls going out to these county jails seeing their sons. 14, 15, and 16 years old. They're locked up for murder and robbery and assault, all type of stuff.
Who
And I'm
you
just
telling, sis? I know.
could y'all have changed that by allowing the father to be in their life or allowing them to have a male role model that could have taught them a different route that they didn't have to a lot of these black women they don't want to accept but they push their sons to go find a father in the streets to look up to. And
Mm.
I'm gonna say that there's some black men that need to step up and be fathers too. There's
No,
black
you
men
are
that
absolutely
are
correct because
trying.
I know a couple of them
Yeah,
bastards.
there's black men that are trying, and then there's black men that don't give a damn. We're
Yeah.
gonna be real on tonight. There's some that don't care. But
Hmm.
I'm saying today that if you are a mother and you have a child to a man that is trying to be a part, whatever's going on in your mind, whatever y'all went through, put that to the side and let him parent his child. It might save your child from being in a bad situation or being
You're
in jail
absolutely right.
or being locked up. You see what I'm saying? Because it's
Hmm.
disheartening. They are building prisons. They are now building schools.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. To the fathers out
Yeah.
there, you have an opportunity to be a father and you ain't. Your child needs you. Period. Point blank. Period. Point
I
blank. Your
agree with
child
you, sis.
needs you.
Because even though, like, it's times, what I'm saying, my first kid's mother, she'll call me and be like, oh, well, they did this, that, and the third. As soon as I get on the phone or whatever, like even when I was around them, if I live, like I can live 2 cities away, so I'll pop
Mm-hmm.
up at the door. I'll be at the school. I'm there. They looking like, all right, I respect my father because they know
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, regardless of what me and their mother go through, I'm going to be there for them, and that's for all my children. You
Yeah.
understand? Like, and
Yeah.
I make sure I try to encourage them and try to push them a certain way. And some things I just can't explain to them at the moment because they're
Right.
not at that age. But when we
Right.
get there, we get there.
Right.
Because I'm not gonna lie, when I got here and my son and them offered me the door because they was like they knew I ain't had nowhere to go. They said, "Yo, come on up here with us, get some of this air, let this sun, you know what I'm saying, get some fresh air, get away from that." You
Mm-hmm.
know, my son tested me too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He stepped and tried to say what he said or whatever like that. We had that discussion. And right before the ball drop, I told him I appreciate that. I needed that. I needed to know how you felt at that time. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
for him being the first one, he went through everything that I went through.
Went through, yeah. That first
You know what I
one,
mean?
they
Now, mind
do.
you, he graduated. He don't have a jail record. He worked. You know what I'm saying? He got a house. I'm proud of my son. My daughter's next. She's
Good.
about to be 18. She graduates in June. That's
Mm-hmm.
when I fly back to go see them. You know what I mean?
Good. Good.
So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I just want to
We
encourage
just we
people.
gotta be there. We
Yeah.
gotta be there as black men. We have to be there.
Yeah. You
You know what I'm
got to.
saying?
Y'all, let me tell you something. Y'all will intervene and change the cycle and break the generational curse. A lot of y'all have been to prison. Y'all know how prison is. Do y'all want your sons there? That's the question. Do y'all want your sons there? If you have an opportunity to be in your child's life, I'm encouraging you to do it right now. Mothers, I'm encouraging y'all to step back and let it be about the child and not about you. Because
Mm.
y'all, I'm telling you, y'all can save these daughters are important too. But it's our sons they're locking up and they're killing.
Because, like, okay, all right, right now, if you pay attention, it's all about the woman. It's all about the girl. It's all about the female. It's all about women empowerment. Nothing's wrong with that. Nothing's wrong with that. But what happened to our young boys? What happened to our men? When the last time you seen a masculine man on a television? When has the last time you seen a positive role model for black boys or men, period, on television? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Now they got them dressed like girls because that's the way that they
Yeah.
figure that's the only way they can get attention.
Get attention. Yeah.
And then now brothers like myself, and then I know there's plenty of brothers out there that stand for something and was cut from a different cloth and know what our background is and know what we're supposed to stand for and represent in a household. We
Right.
are considered toxic black men. And
And
that's the problem.
that's the
All these
enemy.
new words.
That's the generational curse that they don't
Hmm.
even understand. They don't understand it's a generational curse until these boys is out here and they doing stuff in the street, they robbing, breaking, doing all this type of stuff. That at the end of the day, I just feel like if their father was there, some of them it wouldn't be as a high rate. Cause I'm telling you, y'all are authority figures. Y'all are
Yeah,
authority
and most
figures.
of those brothers that's like that are locked up or they're dead
Yeah,
or they're nowhere to be found
yeah. Yeah, and
because
it's
the
like,
mother
what?
kept them away for so long that they just gave up.
Yeah,
Me, I personally, I have never been, I've been to jail, but I haven't spent time. You know what I
right.
mean?
I'm like
I'm
that.
in and out.
Right.
I'm in and out. I don't have felonies. I'm the only one pretty much out of my hood that pretty much made it out without a jail record. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Henceforth, why I'm an electrician. You know, why I'm truck driver. You know, why I can do these things. You know what
yeah,
I mean? But I know for some brothers, some things ain't work out that way. So, in
right.
all encouragement for y'all, you know what I mean? Sometimes we have to put our pride to the side because that's our most
Yeah.
dangerous weapon against us, our pride.
Pride, ego,
You understand?
all
Yeah.
that stubbornness. You see
Then
what I'm
trying to
saying?
keep up with these young boys, is
But
we can't keep up with them. We supposed to
Yeah.
teach them. They say we supposed to raise the village, right? Everybody come together. That's the way we do it.
Right.
Protect our
Right.
children. You know what I mean? We need
Right.
more sisters like you out here pushing this word though, because I'm gonna step off. You know what I mean? I really appreciate you. You brought smiles and heart and beautiful things into my heart. Thank you for
Thank
giving me the
you.
chance. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you
So
so much. I
yeah, I'm gonna
appreciate
go.
you.
I'm gonna go back in the chat right there and let somebody else get some shine. You feel me?
Okay, you know how to let yourself down.
Yeah, I got
Okay.
it. All right, boo. You have a good day.
Okay.
All right.
You too. Bye. I think I want I just kind of want, and I'm glad that the conversation kind of shifted this way, but I want some women to like really just think about this. Think about you being upset or angry at your child's father and you keeping the children away, or you want to punish him and you want to keep the children away. Just think about if something happens with your child, and you just think about if you could have went back in time and put your feelings to the side, put whatever was going on in the relationship between y'all, because the relationship don't have nothing to do with the child. Just imagine if you would have been thinking on a different level, and if you would allowed your child to have a relationship with the father, how different the child's life would have been. Because sometimes I think that some moms want to call when the child is doing bad so the father can be the authority figure, but don't just do that. Let them parent the child all the time. You see what I'm saying? That's how my brain thinks. My brain is like, you know, um, I don't want something to happen that I could have prevented, and I could have, got out my own way, got out my feelings. You see what I'm saying? And put that to the side and say, we need to parent this child, because it's about the child. It's about raising the child up in the right way, and not only just like the right way, you know what I mean, but giving the child just an opportunity, to experience what I have to offer as a parent and what the father has to offer as a parent. We can break that generational curse though if we're able to get out of our feelings. And I'm just being honest, us women, we're very emotional. If we can get out of our feelings and put those things to the side and parent and co-parent the child, we can break generational curses. I feel like fathers can, protect their sons from going to prison. They can teach their sons a different way. These sons aren't going to go out in the community and be looking for a father in the street, because that's what a lot of them are looking for. Two different reasons. I said it tonight. Two different reasons. One reason is the mom keeping the child away from the father. Then they go look for a father in the street. Some fathers not showing up and not want to be a part is why some boys go and look for a father in the street, and that's just how it goes, you know. Hello, sir. Welcome back. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here. I got
Okay.
booted for a minute. I'm sorry. I
Oh,
was
it's okay.
trying to give the brother that was on here a minute ago my number in the back chat.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully he saw my phone number. Hopefully, I want
Okay.
to tell him to reach out to me. I want to talk to him privately.
Okay.
Um, I mean, we're from damn near the same neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
and he's
Yeah.
like a couple of years behind me, and I feel for him, man.
Yeah.
I was married for 20 years, and a lot of things, that he was speaking on. I mean, it touched me because I know him. I know what it's like to break down,
Yeah.
and the kids. That's how they know they can hurt you through the kids,
Yeah.
and they want to hurt you for no reason. Like you never did nothing to this person ever, but
They
they want to
hurting
hurt
themselves.
you.
No, they hurting themselves too. It ain't about
And
they
that's when
hurting in the
I don't
long
feel
run.
safe and all of that BS comes out. It's like, what? You were with me for 20 years. Now you don't feel safe? When have I ever did a thing to you? You know? So
That's
I
what's
can relate
going
to what the
on.
brother was saying,
Right.
we,
Yeah.
we got to correct some things. You're absolutely right. We need the fathers. We need kids need their fathers. And ladies in the chat, if you're listening, you don't have to agree. You're not going to agree with everything that man says. He's wired differently from you. You have
Mm-hmm.
insight. He has foresight. So he's going to see things differently.
Yeah.
Allow him to do his job. Trust in the process. It's worked for centuries. And all of a sudden,
Mm-hmm.
in the last 50 years, we forgot this. Oh, he's not a good leader. I don't trust him. And you are? Well, let's just look at your this track record. You
Yeah.
got us in this situation. It takes two to
Mhm.
get it out. Two is always better than one. Always.
Absolutely.
But
Mhm.
we forget the basics.
We do. I feel like if us as women start being better examples, and I'm saying being better examples as, you know, us respecting y'all, not just as my child's father. You see what I'm saying? Or not just, no, just period. Break that generational curse of how we handle each other, because the next generation is looking at us. Our kids are looking at us. And we have to understand, like I just said, the decisions that we make affect the kids. It
I
affects
remember
them.
growing up, the most powerful thing somebody could say to you was, I'm going to tell your daddy. That's the most
Absolutely.
scary thing you ever
Oh
heard. Oh,
yeah,
shit.
that
Don't
was
tell
scary for
daddy.
me.
No. Tell
Hmm.
mama. Don't tell daddy.
Right. That was scary for me. I remember, those times where, I wasn't no good child. Like I had a mouth like I had, when I was smaller. I was
Right.
always telling the teachers like, I remember I was on the playground one time putting some makeup on at 6 years old. And they like, you can't be out here doing that. And I'm like, yeah, yes, I can. I can sit up here and mind my business. This is just what I said to her. I could sit here and mind my business, put makeup on. I would look beautiful. And she called
Well,
my
we
mom, and my mom called my dad. Oh, I didn't care. She called my mom. My mom said I called your dad. Oh, we scared. I'm about to get under the bed. I don't know what I'm about to do, but my dad is coming, and I know it's not about to be nice. But my dad did get there, y'all, and he beat my brother. My brother had did something, but he couldn't beat me. He couldn't beat me. But I was
we
still scared.
we're old enough to remember the community. Unfortunately, the millennials, they didn't get to experience that. Us Generation Xers, we're the last ones that have any form or see any semblance of the community. And out in this, out in the neighborhood, any adult could straighten you out. And like you said, they call you mama,
Yeah,
then mama to daddy. That grapevine start going. We had that. These kids say they don't know what we're talking about right now. Grapevine.
yeah, they
But
don't.
grapevine was the fastest damn thing in the world. It was way faster than the cell phone. You be trying to figure out
Yeah.
how your mama even know.
Yeah, you right. My mom will be sick. My mom will be 60 in June. My mom said the neighbor could whoop you.
Yes,
And
the
then
neighbor.
call your mom and tell her, and then you get the whooping when you get home.
You might get two whoopings before you get home.
Yeah, that's what my mom told me. Yeah,
Anybody, any adult can straighten you out. We got to get back
yeah,
to that. So I know girls today, you can't tell my son nothing. You can't,
yeah,
well, listen, no, you're hurting yourself. You're not hurting me.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
hurting yourself and ultimately you're gonna hurt your child.
Mm-hmm.
Allow, they say they want us men to come back into the community. Well,
Mm-hmm.
we ain't never left. Just
Right.
allow us to do our
E-
job.
Exactly. Exactly. Y'all ain't never
Just
left. Y'all
sit back.
always been here. Right.
I got in that argument with my aunt about 5 years ago, and I said, okay, if all of these black men left as you claim, where did they go? They had to go wind up somewhere. So where is this magical place that exists where all of the black men reside now? Please,
Right.
I'll wait. Tell me where it's at. We ain't going nowhere. We are here. Then the CDC comes out and says black men are the most involved fathers. So
Hmm.
obviously they're there. They're
Right.
they're they're wanting to be fathers. They're wanting to do this, but you got to stop interfering and using that leverage for
Yeah.
whatever reason. A lot of times you don't even get nothing for the manipulation. What did
Hmm.
you get? A Section 8 apartment? You got public housing for a while? That really? Well, if you had just cooperated, you'd have been in your own house like Big Mama was.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If you would have just, respected the family unit. You know what's so sad? Some of these moms won't contact the dad until the child done been arrested,
Yep.
charged, locked up. Let's prevent that though. Let's prevent that in our community. Let's not even let it get that far. Let's get the family unit back together like it's supposed to be. And I just feel like a lot of those situations will be alleviated because we'll be on the same page. When kids know you ain't on the same page, they play you against each other. They do
I
that
was
too.
on
They play you
someone's
against each other.
channel a couple of weeks ago, and they were, you know, well, before, let me preface this. Sometimes men, and I'm talking to the men, y'all got to be quiet when you don't know what you're talking about, because you end up doing more harm than good. And I'm kind of thinking about the guy who never been in a relationship. Why are you calling into a relationship show? You don't really have the information. Just sit back
Mhm,
and listen. But
mhm.
the guy was trying to talk about biological evolution. There is no such thing. Sounds cute, but it's a theory that's never been proven. Why? Because it takes 100,000 years to prove it. The biology of women has not changed. So they start talking about modern women. Modern women are exactly the same as they were 1,000 years ago. What has changed is the environment. So
Right,
women today are responding to the environment. The legal system has changed. So they're using their environment as leverage because they can. Grandma just couldn't do it because laws weren't in place when grandma and great grandma were around. Now
yeah,
the women today have laws that they can take advantage of. So
yeah,
men, how do you fight this? You got to start participating in the system. We don't have a super PAC. We don't have a lobby group. It doesn't take a lot of
right.
money if we all work together collectively. Put a dollar
Mhm,
in, put $5 in. Let's start changing some of these laws so that way, brother, like he didn't even know what happened to him. He didn't
right,
even know that domestic violence was an issue because they're not going to tell him nothing. But she's
I,
getting all the benefits on the other side because she knows how the game was played, obviously.
right. I mean,
But
to, to be honest with you, like we have to be honest. Grandmom and great grandmom took care of some of these kids while these women ran the streets. We
oh
we we
yeah,
gonna be real. We gonna be real.
big time.
Grandmom, and great grandmom wasn't sitting up here keeping these kids away from the dad when the dad showed up or the dad called. And I just feel like them were a different kind of powerful women. And I'm just being honest. And I was honored, for my grandmom to be able to raise me a part of my life. She taught me a whole lot. You know what I mean? But my grandmom, I ain't never heard my grandmom saying keep the kids away from him or this. I just never heard that.
Because
I,
legally she couldn't
I
do it.
just didn't. No,
She couldn't do it.
I don't even think it was anything about being legally when my grandma was around. I just feel like that wasn't her mindset. If my aunt, all my grandmom's sisters were married except for like two. I never heard my one
Right.
aunt that was married, you know what I mean? Because I used to go over all their house. I don't remember her sitting up telling my grandmom or my grandmom telling her, oh, leave your husband or do this or do that. Or that just wasn't the first piece of conversation. I never heard them say, oh,
No.
well, keep the kids, don't let them see the kid. No, they had a relationship with the kids. I mean, with the father, and the father knew girlfriend. And you see what I'm saying? Like, it just
Yeah.
wasn't that
Yeah.
in that era. Now it's big on that. It's
So
big.
so we got to look. When did it change?
Right. And
$1969.
who bought the change about?
19
But you know what?
feminists.
It was a trick. It was a trick
Hmm.
because they seen how the black family unit was. You see what I'm saying? They was
Yes.
building houses, they was owning houses, they was owning businesses, they was working. I see my grandma work at the hospital in the morning. When she left that, she went to her second job. You know what I mean? The family unit was
Right.
strong. It's
So
like
they wanted to destroy that.
right. It's
So
like if we come up
so
against this, my grandma wasn't on no Section 8. My grandma wasn't on no housing. My grandma ain't get no food stamps. You see what I'm saying? But at the
At
end
the
of the
most,
day,
she might have got some government cheese to make them damn
yeah, the
macaroni and
government
cheese with
cheese and the box and powdered milk and
the
stuff.
box.
But
Yeah.
where did it change between my grandmom and like my mom's generation? You see
So
what I'm
that's why
saying?
we do the root.
I'm
We do the root
yeah,
cause analysis to see when it changed. 1969. So the feminists,
hmm,
they were trying to fight for the rights, and the powers that be wanted to break up the black family, as you just described. So what did they do? They changed the laws. 1969, they enacted no fault divorce in California, and then it spread to like wildfire throughout the rest of the country. So when we look at 1970 onward, we go from a 80% marital rate to what we have today. That's the catalyst that changed everything.
and it's
Because then and then the society started selling the Disney idea of, oh, you don't need no man. We're going to give you everything. You're going to get
yeah,
that. You're going to be better off without him. He's
yeah,
oppressing you, which never happened to black women. Black
yeah,
women have never been oppressed by black men. Never. It's never happened.
yeah,
I mean, we talk about the color. Kevin, God rest the Godfather, always talked about the color purpling of America. So it wasn't just color purple, it was all of those imagery that they were selling to us psychologically. So
yeah,
again, biology plus environment equals culture. So once they changed the environment, the
right,
culture shifted. So now you
yeah,
got things in the culture that we never had before, as you
left,
just pointed out. It
right,
wasn't even in those women's mind to do certain things.
no,
They didn't even
no,
they didn't even have any concept of it because
no,
they understood that all of their success throughout history always came through their man. Always. You had to have an intact male force, whether you were with that man or not. And the men in the community provided the support for all of the
right,
women. So this
right,
is why Western civilization, and you study Western civilization, what do? They always kill the men first when they
right,
conquer a new place. They killed the
right,
Aztec men first. They killed the Aborigines in Australia. They enslaved us and they enslaved the men first and brought us here first. So they always weakened. And when they got here, they killed all the native men. And then once they get rid of the men, they start
mm-hmm,
killing the women that they didn't want and the
right,
babies. And they would
right,
keep a couple for themselves. But that's their pattern over and over and over. You got
right.
to get control of the community. Where you do that, destroy the man first, then get rid of the babies and the women.
And I feel like
That's
my grandmom's generation, I feel like I'm telling you, I'm telling y'all, my grandmom got custody. She adopted me out of foster care. My grandmom never told me to go get no government assistance ever. Ever. She
it.
never told me to
That
go
stuff
get
didn't
some food
exist.
stamps. She never told me that. Even though it was
Culturally. It didn't
big at that
exist.
time and people was doing that, she never encouraged me to do that. So it's like you could tell her mindset in the way like she was raised different. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
She wasn't raising me to, be in poverty. She was, raising me to, reach for a better life. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm
Yeah.
really sitting up here just thinking about these type of things. Like my
And the
grandma
math
didn't
don't
let
math. The
it don't.
math doesn't math. It's like by being a single woman, you're guaranteeing you and your children are going to be in poverty most of your lives. That's almost a 90% fact. Almost 90%. That's high. It's very few women. What is it? 5% of black women own make over $75,000 a year. It's only 5% of y'all. So where all of these single bees, these bad bees, these boss bees, where they at? They don't exist. It's another construct
Yeah,
that they marketing that they sold us on. The only way we get ahead, and I'm not picking on the women because single male home ownership is very low. It's not till
Mm-hmm.
we get married when we start accomplishing things. When we start
Yeah,
building
like
families and working together.
it don't make sense. Like, what is the next generation like it don't make sense because it's like you said, we came from a point where my grandmama and my grandpop owned their house. They
Yep.
owned it. And then now we're in a generation where people are saying,
Nobody
"Oh,
owns nothing.
stop pressuring people into owning stuff." Why would you want to keep renting? Why would you want to do that? Why would you like it doesn't make sense. We have nothing of our own. We have nothing
I,
of our own for real.
I was talking to the passport bros about this the other night. See, I'm an equal opportunity ish talker. And now, if you were a mature man who's lived his life, you built yourself up where you can travel, all for that. Go do it. But what's
Mm-hmm.
happening is this young boys that are buying into this ideology, young men who have never even been across town where they live at, are all of a sudden trying to go across seas. You're not ready. So you would be better off spending your time between 25 and 35. Get yourself a house. Get yourself a house. So that way you got some leverage. That's a better course of action than trying to run overseas and live some fairy tale. Get your
Mm-hmm.
stuff together so that way you have something to offer women.
Some I do agree with that. And I don't know, like maybe I'm a different kind of woman, but I don't know if people are seeing that we are moving backwards. We're moving backwards.
Yeah,
Did y'all notice during the pandemic, and I'm sure y'all notice right now, right? That there was a lot of women that went and got their body done
yeah.
and spent thousands of I'm talking about a girl told me she spent 22,000. She had to go twice. And
Mm,
my
mm,
thing,
mm.
I'm saying, why are we investing in those type of things and we're not investing in the family unit?
Because they sold us on an idea. So the
Mhm.
idea is if you got a fat ass, excuse my language, I'm about to get raw though. If you got a fat ass, somehow you more valuable. Wrong,
Mhm.
wrong. It's wrong. From my
Distracting us
personal experience, and
from
I've been around for a long time, women with the fattest asses have the worst sex. Yes, I'm gonna say it. You're making me go there. Stop worrying about superficial stuff.
but they have to put out they have to put out superficial stuff to distract people from,
Yes,
bettering themselves because you could
of
have took
course.
$22,000 and you could have took 10 and put that out on a house and you could have
Get
took
about
the
an
other
acre of
10 and
land.
started a business. You
Get
are
about an
bought
acre of
some
land.
land. But these things are here to distract us because they want us to be more distracted by what material things and how we look and then strengthening
Yes.
the family unit. That doesn't it like really don't make sense to me.
I told
We're
my
looking
daughter's
backward.
21. My oldest daughter's 21. I had a conversation with her and she wanted to get a new car. I said, sweet, no. What you need to do, get yourself, go down to the bank. We've been working with this bank since you was a kid. So you
Mm-hmm.
got decent credit with them. North Carolina State Employees Credit Union, just who she's been with. Go get yourself a little $10,000 loan. Take that $10,000 loan. Daddy will help you go out here, get your little 5 Series BMW. That's paid for. Your insurance is going to be dirt cheap. The car is still going to look good because BMW doesn't change their body styles very often.
Mm-hmm.
Rock that car for 2 years. You're only going to have to pay insurance. Why the
Right.
heck would you get a new car in today's market?
Right. And get
You'll
a
be
car
shooting
payment.
yourself in the foot.
It don't make
I said,
sense.
I want you to think long term, dear. Think about what I'm saying. And she's still thinking, but she's been conditioned, you
Yeah.
know, not to listen to daddy. Well, daddy's the
Mm-hmm.
one that was selling damn cars all your life. Daddy is the one
Mm-hmm.
that's been selling shit and doing financing.
See?
Daddy's the one with the fucking MBA. Why would you not listen to me?
See? That's what I'm talking about, and you're not wrong. I had to, I taught both of my sons. I'm like, listen, go get you a car that's paid off. Save your money up, do what you gotta do. Don't be out here trying to get no car payment and trying to keep up with other people. You can't even afford the car payment. Then the car get repoed. I said, I
Exactly.
taught them to get a car, go get you a car, pay for it straight out. You don't got no payment. Then what you do is you pay your insurance for 6 months. Then you ain't got to worry about for 6 months, and you saving like $200. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? Move
No
smart.
doubt.
Move
No
smart.
doubt.
Don't move like everybody else moving, because the people you see got it ain't really got it.
Not
They
in
ain't really
fronting.
got it.
They are fronting in it. And COVID, excuse me, Coco 19 exposed a lot of people financially. That's why right now what we're seeing in our community, homelessness is on the rise.
Yeah,
Evictions are on the rise. Debt is on the rise. Like,
yeah,
dude, and again, nobody's coming to rescue you.
no,
Biden talked all that junk. It ain't happening. Nobody's coming to pay off student loan debt. They're not gonna do it.
yeah,
But if you work together, you can get yourself under
yeah,
control.
yeah,
But it took time putting yourself out of order. It's going to take yourself some time to put yourself back in order. See, we want
these,
instant gratification.
right. And these times, if people see it or not, these times are really pushing the black families back together. People see it or not. Look at the eviction rates, and
Yeah,
they have no problem putting on TV and on the news. This percent of black women or are getting evicted or evicted. You see what I'm saying? They have
33.
no problem. Then if you see, right when Thanksgiving hit, all it was a lot of black women on TikTok crying because, or was it Christmas, that they didn't get them food stamps.
Both. They didn't
That
get
they
their food
told them
stamps
y'all
and
was
food,
not
groceries was
getting
going up,
yep,
gas
they
was
wasn't
going
getting
up. I
allotment of food
remember.
stamps. And it's like, look, they can starve you and feed you when they want to. But you don't want to be submissive. You don't want to be respectful. You don't want to appreciate. You don't want to do nothing. But now you sitting up and they done starved you right before Thanksgiving. They starved a lot of families right before Thanksgiving. Control.
A
Control.
friend of mine posted on Facebook the other day. The things, the security devices they put like on cold medicine to keep people from stealing it.
Mm-hmm.
They're putting them on eggs now. They're putting them on eggs, security devices. Because eggs is $8 a dozen.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm just
it's gonna
I'm
get
not eating no
worse.
eggs. I'm just not eating them.
You better get some
I'm just
chickens
yeah,
and get
I'm
you a
just
chicken
not
coop or
I'm not
something.
eating none. I'm good. I'm good on that. I'm not eating none.
But the farmers have been saying that because of the grain and the flooding, that the prices of food are gonna go up. They've been saying it since the summer. So they're
Mhm.
predicting $10 a pound ground beef before summer this year. They're
Yeah.
predicting $25 a pound chickens
Oh, okay.
soon. Eggs is already up. Like, again, this is craziness. You
I'm not eating
can't
no
do
meat
this
then.
by yourself.
I'm not eating it.
Hell, it's gonna affect everything. We
Mm-hmm.
gotta start working together and getting smart. And heck, we don't grow
We
our own
do.
food no more like grandma and them used to.
Right. We
We
got
gotta start
to.
back doing that.
It's about the listen, we in a minute ain't gonna be no choice. Ain't gonna be no choice. These black
We
women,
there now.
they gonna start being so nice and so submissive and all type of stuff. We ain't gonna have
What
no
Kevin
choice.
said, winter is coming. Well, I got news for you. I ain't nice like Kevin. Kevin was nice. Now you got me. Winter is fucking here, y'all. I don't know what y'all been thinking. Winter is here. The
Hmm.
barbarian is at that gate right now. What you
Yeah,
gonna do?
that's true.
You gotta start working together. It takes
Yeah,
two.
that's it. That's the only solution. Like ain't no choice. Ain't no choice. Now,
Gotta work
but
together.
I'm a wrap up. I'm a wrap up. Thank you for
Yeah,
coming
I
in.
appreciate you. Anytime, sis.
Absolutely.
You know
Thank
how
you
I
for
do.
coming on. We have to do a show soon together. We have to get together and come up with a topic and do a show.
I'm gonna do Grace's show next Monday, so I'll be on there and I think I got one coming up with Dr. T.I. Son Johnson and
Okay.
BGS soon. So I've been kind of bouncing around. I've been doing a little bit shorts on my channel, but I've
Okay.
been kind of jumping on a lot of panels lately. Um, but I'm around. I'm
Okay.
always around.
Maybe
So
I'll
yeah,
jump in with y'all next Monday on Grace's channel.
yeah, do that because she loves you. She would love to
Okay.
have you. She would
Okay.
love to have you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you for having me. Keep doing your
Okay.
thing.
Thank you. You too. I appreciate you. I got one person that okay, so I had somebody call me from a 440 number. Um, if you watching, call back now. I'm gonna let you get back. I'm gonna take one more call and then I'm gonna wrap up. I'm so glad that we had this conversation. Definitely. I think somebody else called. Somebody else said I'm gonna call. Hello, caller.
Hi, Shalakemia. It's Rhonda.
Hi, Rhonda. How you doing?
I'm doing well, sis. I just want to let you know, keep doing the work. You are encouraging so many people. You encourage me to start doing what I do. I was watching you before I even made my platform. So I just want to say that. And I wanted to speak about the relationship dynamic that you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to say you are absolutely correct. You're a unit, whether you're a fiance, whether you're, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. If y'all's going to do this thing, you're going to do it. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that let me know that we were in trouble was this question that had came up and floated around social media. And it was the husband driving the car. And the question was, would you make the mother get out the car and sit in the back seat? And the answer is absolutely. My son is married and we had to go someplace, but we had to go and get his wife. Mm-hmm. And he didn't know. He said, Mommy, why are you in the back? I sat in the back with the baby. I said, I'm in the back so I don't have to get out when you go and get her. Mm-hmm. She's in the front. She gets to sit in the front. No mother should be offended by sitting in the back seat with her son in the driver's side and her daughter-in-law on the passenger side. Right. She is no longer first anymore. I agree with you. Yeah, so you're absolutely right on all points. I love you to pieces. I made my platform after I saw these unhealed Black women try to come for you. I made my platform. I added you a couple of times. I know you're very, very busy, but I don't forget you. And keep on doing the work because we need you to be the picture of what a Black woman is, not what society is trying to push out. Right. So keep doing that workshop, and it does not go unnoticed.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Please send me your link to your channel, please.
Absolutely.
Okay. Love you. Thank you.
Okay. Love you, sis. Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye. I agree with that. I agree with the whole part. Like, I'm the same way though. Like, with my boys, if they have a girlfriend relationship, I send it back to them. They offer me the front, but I'm like, no, you sit up front, I agree with that. I really do. I was trying to wait for the 440 person because they call so many times. 440-222. Y'all gonna call back? I'm waiting. I'm trying to wait for you before I wrap up. Hello, caller. Thank you so much, Marvin. I appreciate you. Okay. Well, have a good evening. Okay. Bye-bye. Hello, caller.
Yep. That was me.
Hey, I was waiting on you. See,
my man from was it North Carolina? He was talking some good stuff, man. And I was just like, and the other guy from New Jersey, he was talking. He was like talking. I was just trying to turn in the scriptures to kind of like these situations that we are encountering. You know what I'm saying? All because of what not going into the scriptures for real. And not like there's a I don't know if people are still listening, but there's a man called Melanin Wisdom on YouTube.
Okay.
And that is what the family is supposed to look like.
Okay.
For real. His son Judah, man, he got a son named Judah. And he probably about like 8, 9. He be out there with, you know what I'm saying, reading the scriptures. One day I try to meditate to it when I'm asleep. And Judah, you know what I'm saying, he woke me up. This man was trying to fight them. And Judah, he was like, read, Judah. You know what I'm saying? And it was just so powerful. And then I saw him how he teaches his family, his wife, his 2 daughters, his son. And he'll say something like how y'all was talking. And the children say, bring that out. And they'll race. Like they're playing basketball, football against each other, but they'll race to get the scripture. And it's so wonderful to see.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
That's what the family's supposed to look like.
It's beautiful to see that. I love when I see, you know, the Black family unit. I'm always on TikTok. I see a lot of them. I always comment. I feel like I love that. Like, I love seeing people love. I love seeing different families. I just love it. I love seeing the positivity, you know, when it comes to relationships and marriages and the family unit. I love it. And we can be that way. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be negative. It doesn't have to be toxic. We don't always have to scream and argue and things like that. I feel like if you have clear communication, things can work smoothly. But as people, we're not used to that. You see what I'm saying? We do what we're accustomed, and it's the arguing and the back and forth and the toxic and the. I don't want to be one that. I just be on a smooth relationship. You know what I mean? Smooth, laid back. You know, let's enjoy each other. I want to enjoy you every single day. Like, that's what I want to do. I want to enjoy my Black man every single day. Like, that's what I want to do. You know what I mean? I want to wake up like great morning. You know, and that's just how I want to do it. You know. And I hope that I can encourage other people to be that way, that you just don't have to be what you're used to or what you learn. You can unlearn that, you know, and we can be a peaceful, prosperous relationship. Yeah, we definitely could. So, yes, I was waiting for you, and thank you for calling back. I am going to wrap up now, but thank you for calling.
Well, I just love my people, you know what I'm saying? When they be talking, I just got to speak scriptures piling up, and I just want to read these for, you know what I'm saying, for people who don't be really into the scriptures like this. And then I was trying not to have a lot of, you know what I'm saying, just to have, you know, like a couple just to sum up everything, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, go ahead.
And what my story, I was married, I had 4 boys, and you know what I'm saying, I was what it is, because I didn't know that I was going to get mad. My family got taken away from me. I was my boy for like almost 6 years, you know what I'm saying? But I had to realize that those choices that I made, you know what I'm saying? Even though they were out of ignorance, God took me from that and He saved me. And because I was wicked. So now, you know, that I'm, you know, working on not being wicked. You know, He sent me to a few women, but they're wicked. So I know I'm not out here having a whole bunch of whatever.
How were you wicked? How were you wicked to your family?
No, I wasn't wicked to my family. I was wicked before I met them.
Oh, okay.
If I was living in wickedness, the Bible says that a wicked woman is for a wicked man. And I made a wicked choice that in the Bible it says that I shouldn't have made. You see what I'm saying? And man, you know, I go through, you know, like when I said to that guy, you know, he was saying all the whatever, like it was too many whatever, you're keeping hot coals on your head. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I did. I put hot coals on myself and didn't think that I was gonna get burned. And then, you know, I was good to my family, you know, but it don't matter. It was like, okay, God just let it happen. You think God did this? He's like, no, I didn't do this. You did it. Right. And then no matter how good I was to my family, she still, you know what I'm saying, became our blood. Right. Which was weight. You know what I'm saying? Because Satan attacks the weaker vessel in the crib. And then I didn't have no platform, is what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to get people in trouble. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't start choosing black women. I chose those who brought us over here on slave ship. Wait.
So you dated outside so you were with a woman outside your race.
Yeah.
And she was wicked.
I was wicked. She was attracted to me because here I got it right here. This is in Ecclesiastes. Let me see. I'll read it for you. Let me see. I had a whole bunch of them all here, but let me see. Sure is keeping a good wife. I can't see what this is here. Ecclesiastes 29. Let me see
see, what are we in Ecclesiasticus? Now this is in the Apocrypha, right?
Can you do me a favor? I need you to hold. I know this is a long shot. I need you to hold that because I know something's going on with my audio. So I don't want you to say all that they can't hear you. People are telling me that something's wrong with the audio, but I don't want you to forget that because I want you to come back next show with that. I want you to come back. Try to rock. Make sure you save it. You know your place on next Tuesday show. So I'm gonna log off because I don't know what's going on with the sound. But thank you for calling. You know, right? When the word about to come out, bang, that's when things go wrong. Yeah, people were saying, you know, they couldn't hear me or whatever. I don't know. Can y'all hear? Can you post it in the chat?
Yeah.
Post it. Okay, thank you. Do that. Post it in the chat so everybody can see it. Well,
you talk about after you log off, right?
No, if you post them now, everybody's still gonna be able to see it.
Oh, you mean like right now?
Yeah. So when you get off, just post it in the chat so everybody can see it.
I'll try to do that.
Okay, yeah, do that.
Okay.
Do that, and then so everybody.
It's a lot, but see, it's a lot of skipping around, though. You know what I'm saying? I just best thing to do is just when I put it on it, just read the whole chapter, and you'll see every chapter. Okay. And then any word that nobody understand, just look it up and you'll see. And everything that was talked about today, I guarantee you can find in every one of these scriptures that I post.
Okay, just put the scriptures in the chat so we can also don't nobody miss nothing.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Well, no problem. Have a wonderful evening.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, we want to shut it down for tonight, and I just appreciate y'all coming through, and I appreciate the people that called in and all the people in the chat. I love y'all so much. I just thank God for this platform for us to be able to come and have these type of conversations for understanding. I don't want nobody to ever feel like they're alone. I'm still learning a lot too, and it's like as I learn and God is pouring wisdom into me, I'm coming and I'm pouring wisdom into y'all. Because I know that I'm not the only one, that's going through certain things or may have been taught wrong or, have to relearn some things. So that's why I'm always trying to come and have a conversation that's needed to be had. When you have a conversation like that, a lot of wisdom comes out of it. A lot of learning comes out of it. A lot of correction, accountability, taking responsibility for things come out of having a great conversation, conversations that other people are afraid to have. Those are the conversations that we need to be having in these type of spaces, in other spaces. So I just thank y'all for, tuning in with me tonight, being in the chat, calling in. This is going to be our new day and time every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Y'all got the call-in number up there. Everybody's welcome to, call into the show. Y'all on TikTok, if y'all want to be like more involved, you come to YouTube if you want to, or stay on TikTok. It doesn't matter. Whatever y'all do. Yes, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. That is going to be the new day in time. And if you want to support the platform, you could just go to grindandrolluniversity.com and make a purchase. I see somebody saying, can you stream more than one day a week? We'll see. We'll just do Tuesday for right now and see how Tuesday goes. And if it goes well, then maybe I can go to doing streaming two days a week and being able to just knock one topic out in 1 week. This was a part 2. Next Tuesday we're going to go into a whole nother topic. And I'll let y'all know the topic, because what I'll do is I'll release the short on YouTube. Let everybody get everything they have to say out, and then that will be the topic for that show. So y'all get the hang of how I'm changing things and doing things. But please, for y'all on YouTube, if you want to support the platform, I need y'all to support the platform. You can support the platform by becoming a member, and I think it's $4.99 and $9.99 to become a member of the platform, and that supports my platform, and that helps me be able to come on more and do more lives and do this. So I love y'all. Have a great night, and I appreciate y'all tuning in.